Are we
Welcome.
on? Oh, there it is.
It
It
says
does
live.
say live.
And welcome, everybody. We'll see who's on and who's not on this morning. Or this
You want to
afternoon
know
or this
who's
evening.
not on?
That's right.
Because you want to be there.
And so we got some issues going on with the internet. Microphone didn't want to come on. Just had a lot of issues going on. So hopefully you guys can hear us. And if somebody can let us know, she's trying to bring it up on her phone, see what we got going on there, and see if we're online. Got great signal off of our T-Mobile. Can't believe how great it is. And let me go back and we'll open mine up. You haven't lost. Right down. Don't drop the ball.
Yep.
All right.
3, 2,
So
1.
tonight, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about all the rallies that are going to be coming up. Actually, today, already the three-wheel rally in South Dakota already started today. So you'll be looking tomorrow. TAM'S Adam will be putting a video out telling you who's there and what's going on and the excitement. You can't hit the screen.
It's not doing it. Oh.
It's not a touch screen. So
Sorry.
tried to get our food ahead of time, but we didn't get it.
No.
You can talk and I'm going to take a bite.
So he got a calzone, and I got sweet potato fries, and mine were ice cold, and they said the calzones didn't turn out like they normally do. So there's Lori. How are you there? Greg's on from Michigan. Dave's Crazy Trailer. Didn't he just put out a video? So was that the one? Okay, thank you.
He's in Gettysburg.
Yeah.
I watched that video the other day, and
They're hot now.
I didn't know how Gettysburg was going on. I know overall, a lot of the rallies, we'd heard Gettysburg was kind of going downhill. Haven't really got to talk to anybody that has been going for years. Mexi Philly usually goes up there.
Charles led.
He's on his way to Milwaukee, so we'll check with him and see what he thinks about last year's rally, or this year's rally compared to other years.
There's Mon. How are you doing, Mon? She's over in Australia.
Nah, I don't think so.
Jerry's on.
They didn't give you your sauce for your...
I just didn't like it.
Oh.
I usually like honey. I dip in my sweet potato fries. They didn't have honey, so they said some people dip it in caramel. Wasn't very good.
So three-wheel rallies going on.
Down in Deadwood.
Let me...
What do you want to do?
I wanted to see what the dates were for that.
Oh.
Let me see, let everybody know. Three-wheel rally in Deadwood.
Oh, you already got it. Well, there's mustard and A1 in here if you want it. Oh, no. Dang, guys. Make me do all these extra steps.
There you go. We're all set. So,
Yes, they're nice and hot. Thank you.
so what we've got is the Deadwood. The Deadwood three-wheel rally started today on the 9th, and it goes till the 14th. I think, would you say, all the way till Friday?
Yeah, I think Friday was the last day, but it was like 9 o'clock. They did a blessing of the bikes, and then you're out of there. They don't do anything else.
Yeah, they don't do anything on the weekend because they're down at the rodeo track there in Deadwood, and it's more expensive on the weekend to use it versus during the week. So that's kind of what on that. We've done it in the past. If we would be there, we would cover at least a day or so of that. What's bad about it is they go out on rides every day.
They're gone all day, so you don't really, there's not a whole lot to cover unless you go on the rides.
Yeah, so at night they have some bands and some stuff going on, and so Adam will give you enough updates on that and let you know. We're not there this year just for the fact we should already be in Sturgis, but this year because of Milwaukee, which is our next adventure, 120th, we pull out of here on Wednesday morning bright and early, and by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we should be pulling into the campground there at the state fairgrounds, county fairground, whatever the hell it is. We'll be pulling in there. And then that'll start on Thursday and runs all the way through Sunday. We ended up adding the day because the last day is the big parade day. Corporate Harley has reached out to us, and we got media passes now, so we'll be able to get behind the scenes and show you some stuff that you may not have seen before.
So Dave's Crazy Trailer says Gettysburg Rally would not be high on his list, but it's a cool area. And like Renee 33, Bob, are you considering any changes to your motorcycles when you make it to Sturgis? Not right now. There's nothing on the list.
Yeah, nothing on the list at this moment.
3 weeks till we leave for Sturgis.
A couple things that we're thinking about for her benefit was she would like to get a phone charger, like I've got a Serial one up on the front. She wants her own self-charging one in the back. We want to switch the metal cup holder to the Serial one that's on the front of my bike. So we got those are just more for comfort than anything else. There was a few people that have been asking about on our Sturgis page, which let me run that up here. Been really doing good. I think we got like 37,000 people on our Sturgis
Sam
page.
Biker's on.
There it is. Run that along the bottom. And you can come down here, go on to Facebook, and you can check out that group. A lot of people asking questions. We answer. We give out help there too. Plus, a lot of you guys are on there to help give out the great information. But somebody was asking about Rockford Fosgate speakers. Now, there is a lot of different varieties of Rockford Fosgate. I'm not sure the ones I've got, but pretty much all the new motorcycles that come out today are all made. The speakers are all Fosgate speakers in there. Now, what I ended up doing is I went to Black Hills Harley last year, and I'm going to have to see what model I have. But we got all 4 speakers replaced on our Ultra Limited. And now she's able to, at 90 plus miles an hour, she can hear everything perfectly great in the back.
Here.
And so what we wanted to change is I thought, it's really high pitched. So I've got no bass. I got very little mid range. It's mostly just high. But I mean, definitely on the highway, you can hear it. Well, the more I talk to a lot of the stereo guys, they say the same thing. If you're driving over about 40 or 45 miles an hour, you're not going to hear your bass anyway. Bass has a tendency of going behind you. So you want the higher pitches. So at this point, I guess I'm not going to do anything else to my bike. I'm not interested in going through the neighborhoods rocking it with the thumping and all that.
On.
There you go.
They're stopping by to say howdy.
There you go. Glad
we
you joined
missed
us
you
today.
in St. Louis. We were up here for the 4th
We're
of
still
July
here.
too.
We're over
but
here.
You already left.
We're over here in the big town of Millstadt, Illinois, and over here at Spikes. Over here, it's a newer bar that opened up a couple years ago. And a really nice place. We're out here on the patio, so it's kind of neat. And
the weather today's been really nice. The humidity's down. Not
so the
too
month's
hot.
done. When are you getting the Sturgis? I remember I seen your video, but I didn't know if you were getting in there. I know he's going to be there for Thursday for Jasmine Kane, who's going to be out there at Kickstands. But you might make it over there. I'll just see how our schedule's going. We don't
we could have hung out, he said.
Yeah. And because we got here on, what day did we get here? Before the 4th.
The 3rd. We got here the 3rd. Yeah, the next day was the 4th. I know. We ordered our food ahead of time, hoping we would have been done by time. But it just came out right when we started. So, sorry.
But we already kind of ate dinner. We had pork steak. My brother-in-law made some, I don't know, he made.
Late the 31st. There you go. So he'll be there before pre-rally too, for pre-rally.
So he's staying at Kickstand. No, he's staying at
Steel Pony.
Yeah. Where the old Buffalo, Buffalo chip, where the old
Full Throttle.
I'm really confused today. Where the old Full Throttle was at. And that was always the worst mistake I think that Michael Ballard ever did was trade those two off. Iron Horse came out, even though they had more ground out there, and it ended up there was no money involved. We found out it was just an even trade up. But being way out there like that, it is nothing like the old Full Throttle. Even we see now with even Jackal there, it's not as crowded as it was. I went back and looked at some of our videos. Well, I guess I was seeing the old TV show Full Throttle.
Happy Life.
One of the places we were at, they had whatever that TV channel now that's carrying the Full Throttle. Well, we seen it the year before, the year that we were there, they were playing it, and I'm like, holy crap, look how crowded it is. And then I went back and looked at one of my videos of Jackal there, and I'm like, wow, big difference in the crowd. Probably half or less than what they used to have over there at the Full Throttle. But, I mean, they got a campground now.
I mean, I don't know.
It is what it is.
Yep.
And
I say 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Yep. So I'm kind of excited about Milwaukee. Only reason because we've never been there. We've never even been to the museum. So we're going to be touring that. Hopefully we're going to get the behind the scenes. We got a corporate guy that's chasing us around, so hopefully he'll be able to hook us up with a lot of things with corporate wise. We're actually going to ask for something while I'm there, and we'll see if that happens or not. And depends on how bad they want us to do stuff for them. So we're not looking to be a sponsorship or anything like that with Harley Davidson. If any sponsorships we get, we want small time. Don't want people to tell us what we can say and what we can't say. Most of you know I pretty much speak my mind, and that's the way it is. And so it's going to be kind of exciting. We're pretty excited to get there. We'll be there on Wednesday. We don't really have a whole lot of agenda. We've already contacted Wisconsin Harley. It seems like that's cool. The big one where everything is at. So it'd be kind of neat there. They say they block streets off all the way down. So we've already contacted them. We're supposed to be able to fly the drone and all kinds of neat stuff like that. So that should all happen too while we're there. We got a wild crowd down here at the other table. And so don't have any real plans. Sunday, we were going to, Saturday, I was going to go out.
Oh, maybe some more water, please.
More water, yeah.
Thank you.
We were thinking about meeting up with Adam Sandoval. Well, that's not going to happen now. Why? Because they're talking to possibly 500 bikes in his procession coming in Saturday afternoon. I don't need to be involved with all that. That's just too many people
But we
going
might
on.
be where he ends up,
Yes.
and then film them all coming in.
Yes, that's probably what we're going to do. We rode with Adam in Panama City, so we have rode with him. We have supported him. We sent him some money, and great cause. It's Wounded Warriors. One dealership was at the other day they raised $10,000 just for the dealership. So that's kind of, I don't know if he's going to make us $500,000, but you never know. Maybe Harley or somebody will write a check for the difference that he has to make it to what he needs.
Is that what he's going to try? 500,000?
Yeah.
I
Then
know
he's giving the bike
5,000.
away.
I'm like, I'm sure he's made that easy.
Yeah, he's made over 5.
Thank you.
Keep talking.
So he's seen his calzoon. I don't know what they're going to do when you get a second one. Take it home.
Arnold can take it home. You can have 2 at home. Too cheesy.
So we got to meet XN Biker down in Redbud the other day. We went down there, I think it was Friday morning.
And he also met the Professional Monkey.
Yeah.
He said he met him last year at the, or this year I guess it was,
Over
at
in
the
St.
Chopper
Louis
Show.
in February.
The Chopper Show.
Yep. Professional Monkey had to leave. He said he had to go get food for his girls.
There you go.
And somebody said that G. Ratham was on Monkey's channel last week. I don't know where it went. What's up? Yeah, I just saw it. Where'd it go? I don't know. It was up there a second ago. Oh, Professional Monkey had G. Ratham on his live stream on last Friday. So we watched it a little bit. Was it last Friday we watched it?
I didn't watch his live. We just didn't have time. We're out here doing all this stuff, and family stuff. So
I'm here with my cousin
I didn't get
and
a
her
chance.
husband.
I didn't get a chance
across
to
the table.
even check in with too much videos
Oh, you
this
don't
week.
have the thing up.
What's the thing up? Oh no, so we're
The
looking through
camera.
here. I didn't because we were using
Mics.
our little mics, and sometimes they can get confused by the two. You want to go
Looking
on camera or
forward
what?
to-
Let me flip the camera around for you.
Oh.
They're doing. They're YouTubing. They're famous YouTubers. It's not like when we went to Mexico. We went to Mexico, went down to the bike rally they have in Mexico. Every business, as soon as we said YouTube, come on in, free stuff, free drinks, free. They just were, can we get on? Yeah. They don't know we're here.
I think we told them, but so yeah, well, we've never been to Milwaukee before either, so we're anxious to put some stuff out on YouTube because he looked to kind of see maybe where we should go, what we should do. There's nothing on there. There's a few things on the museum, but there's nothing about the area.
Yeah. So I don't know what the story is, why nobody's really filmed that. So what we're probably
Hopefully we'll get a lot of interest in it.
planning on doing is we're going to try to do lives throughout the day, show you what's kind of going on. We're going to film a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to spend the time at night editing them and putting them out. So now we might, if something's really boring, maybe it's not a lot going on Thursday or something, maybe I'll do a video Thursday night. But at this point, that's our thought because I want to be able to, when we get to Sturgis, we'll start working on some videos of Milwaukee to show you. Because one of the things that I never really thought about our channel, and one of the guys at the Buffalo Chip told us this, and it's like, why do you guys spend all day filming stuff and then you show us tomorrow what you did yesterday? Well, if it's like a bike show or, Wall of Death, it depends on what it is. It is. That bike show's over. The concert's over. Whatever the venue had that day, it's over. So why not show that after the fact where people can look at it and say, hey, I want to be there next year for that bike show and all that. So you want to show, which normally a lot of times you do see that. We show you great places to go, great places to eat. Even the Monk's got a couple places he ate last year that we didn't make it to. We're going to try to hit
Alpine
those.
Inn.
Well, we ate at Alpine Inn, that other one. That's when you're coming into Hill City. I think it's on the right.
Oh, that bar?
Yeah.
Like a
big
brewery?
building looking thing. We're going to go try to eat there. A couple other places and show you some food and talk about what they have. And
We'll have to see if anybody else opened Louis up down there across the street from
Lewis's. I don't think it was Louis. It was Louis.
Lewis. But I think they still call that one Louis too. So Rowan's on from Australia.
Sure.
Crap on a Cracker says, hey, Neil. Neil's on. Neil made it. Harley Frank's son. So Harley Frank, you're going to Sturgis too, right? I think I remember you said you were going to go. We had to spend some time with him down in Daytona.
Milwaukee Harley Davidson homecoming. So let's see what kind of stuff they've got down for the homecoming. Now, we weren't going to go to any of the concerts. We're still not going to really go to any concerts, but with our press pass, we do now get in free to all the venues that Harley Davidson is sponsoring.
I think it's called Veterans Park or something. That's where they're having.
It'd be nice to go to see. One thing I wanted to go see, which we'll let you guys know about it, is the Green Day. You know, a lot of people are very upset about Green Day. If you know anything about Green Day, I didn't really realize this. I wasn't a big Green Day fan.
I got to get my boarding pass.
Well, they already saved it anyway. She's leaving tomorrow. Got to go back to Phoenix for something, and then she's just doing a flip-flop. Flying out tomorrow night, coming back Tuesday night. So she's going by herself. I'm staying here with Charlie. And we'll talk about Charlie a little bit later. He's going to be in the video Tuesday. You can see Charlie and see how he's doing. So he'll be on Tuesday's video. But Green Day. I know some songs that Green Day did. We used to DJ and do all that kind of stuff. That's a whole other story. We'll tell you some other day. But we're going to let you know that we're going to let you see. But you see, Green Day, one of the lead singer, I think it is, bad-mouthed America really bad back when they were popular. And so they really didn't play a lot in America for a while there. They were kind of like banned. Well, I don't know what his feelings is now. I don't even know if he's still in the band. I'm not, like I say, I'm not a Green Day guy. I don't really follow them. It's not somebody when I look at even the Foo Fighters, I think they're going to be there. Actually, none of these bands I was really interested in seeing anyway. I know a few songs each one of them play. Could care less.
You know why? Is because that Highway 79 is going to go right through to the Buffalo Chip. So that road's all going to get paved so the semis can go through. So Neil said he just talked to the lady from Restormore Campground, and she said that the 37 old overpass is gone overnight and new one's being put up. She said everything changes daily.
Right. So one thing people are talking about construction. I will show you all that when you get there. The first thing I want to let you know is all of South Dakota will cancel all construction during the rally, before and after, because they don't want the traffic to be slowed down. So if there was 2 lanes and one lane's closed because they're working on the shoulder, they will open both those lanes up. Now, it could be because what they've done, when we were there in October last year, they actually widened, they made longer strips now, because actually we're the ones that complain. A lot of people were saying that before, that, it's a real mess trying to get through. Hey, to get through from the Buffalo Chip, that road's a little, and I complain too, because all these freaking semis, you can't drive a semi through Sturgis. There's an ordinance, there's a sign out there that tells you you're not allowed to do it. So they're going down this gravel road, and they're hauling butt. They're doing 55, 60 miles an hour down this gravel road. And so we rode it, and it's all right. But I mean, if you've never rode a gravel road, you probably shouldn't ride it. But so we complained. I said, why don't they take it and take the road that's in front of full throttle, which is the 79?
Yes.
Yeah, I got it right. The 79, and they're going to straighten it out, and it's going to go straight into Meadway Road there. Meadway. And that's the gravel road, which is right next to the Buffalo Chip. And that's going to go all the way to the highway. So that's going to end up being 2 to 4 lane highway going through there. And it's going to be all straightened out. So you're not going to get all that craziness. It might be a slow curve to get over to the thing, but it's not going to be the stop sign that you have now. So what?
I got in Group B, number 1, and it was within a minute.
You should have. I don't know. But Group B's fine. You're by yourself. It's not like you're into the world. So
the wing seat.
So yeah. So we.
I'm getting inside the plane, not getting on the plane.
I forgot where it was at.
79 you were talking about, going past
so we complained about it and all that, and next thing you know, when we came out the next year, it took about a year for the county to finally decide, hey, the county and the state had to get together and decide to go ahead and go forward with it. So when we were in October, they were already changing the in and out lanes going on to
on and off ramps.
90. So that's already happened. So what they're saying now is the bridge is completely gone now, the overpass, but you're still going to be able to get off on there, but you may not, if you're going from Sturgis over to Rapid City and you want to get off where Kickstands is, you may not be able to get off that direction. You may end up having to get off the exit before, wind through the back road there, which goes by, what's the campground there at the end? When that guy never lets us talk to anybody. by
Kickstands?
no, we talked to kickstands. It's a campground that when
Lampshire?
you're way off. So what we're talking about is going to kickstands. So if we're not going, if the
Rush no
kickstand
more.
exit is closed, we're going to have to get off at the cemetery, and we're going to have to weave around. And that campground down there at the end is
Rush no more.
That's right. So if you know where Rush No More is, you can actually go around the back way there, but don't turn towards Rush No More. You keep to the left, and that will bring you back out on.
You'll go past Kickstands.
Yeah. So
People,
another option. Other than that, you'll have to go through the back way to get there, which could be a real problem with their getting in and out of kickstands. So we'll just have to see. But that's what Neil kind of put. Somebody said that, and we'll see what happens when we get there.
it does not. What day is that meetup at the Chip? They're all the YouTubers going to be out there.
That is the first Saturday of the rally, which
So
is
that's the 5th. And you do not need a pass to get in. It's going to be all out there at the Big Engine Bar.
And it's from 2 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
So Neil, you were talking about that 8-mile stretch of 1-lane highway on the 90. When Sturgis starts, they stop all construction, so they might have both lanes open
They should have both lanes.
at that point in time. It's coned off areas to follow through that area. Yeah, but it's probably going to be open by the time that it said exit 37 is open. Facebook user. Who is that? I don't have Facebook open. I don't know if I can get on it now. It's always starts at the beginning when I get on Facebook. I usually have it open. Where's Facebook?
So we're talking about Milwaukee. It's Veterans Park is where they're going to have concerts and stuff at. They got some deals on 2-day tickets. 1-day VIP and 2-day VIP admission tickets are already sold out. A lot of times when you think you're going to get VIP tickets, somebody was asking that the other day about any of these concerts. If you're at the Full Throttle Saloon or you're over at Buffalo Chip, VIP really, the only thing VIP really gets you is a little closer to sit. The odds are slim to none you're going to get to meet the artist. They don't come up to that stand. So the old Full Throttles where we got VIP at one time, because I thought, Canyon Tucker was there, Travis Tritt was there. I forget all the people that we bought their VIP for that day. But we sat up on the side, so you actually seen them. You were on the stage, but you were looking this way, and you seen more of their side and their back than you did anything else. Never got to meet any of them. None of them came up. Now, one of the things that we found out, because we're doing a lot with the Buffalo Chip this year, a lot of these artists are not allowed to talk to anybody because they get paid for everything. Their promoters get paid for everything they do. So if you turn the camera on them or something like that, and they did an interview with you, their promoter wants money. So, sometimes you can get pictures with them, but most of the time at these venues, like we were at Billy Goodwin, which is from ZZ Top, we had a chance that we were at
ZZ Top?
Was that when we talked to Billy Goodwin, we tried to talk to him.
That was at TMMR, Tennessee Music and Motorcycle Revival.
Tennessee Motorcycle Music Revival. You got it backwards. I looked at that. So we were at that event. We knew the promoter. We also knew the person that did all the announcements. And we pretty much...
Need some more tea?
Yeah, probably take another tea. Lots of ice.
Lots
Full of
ice.
Unsweet?
Yes. And some more sugar.
Sugar? Gotcha.
Thank you.
So the odds of you meeting...
Oh, there's some sugar in there.
Is there white? I'm prejudiced. I want white. I don't want pink.
He doesn't like the pink. There's Karen with the purple hearts.
So so the odds of you, if you're paying the big money for the VIP, you sometimes get, like at the Buffalo Chip, I think you get to sit up at the, what's that, the Buffalo Chip where we're going to sit? Top Shelf. And I think you get to go to Top Shelf, and I think that's where the VIP is up there. So you get a good place, and you get a place to sit too, usually. But other than that, there really isn't a lot of advantage. Somebody was asking about that. Somebody else came on to the Facebook page down here, and they also asked the question, how high will the tickets at the Buffalo Chip go for the concerts? First of all, I'm going to tell you right now, from what we're seeing on Facebook, comments, everything else, the biggest band is going to be Led Zeppelin, right? Yes. Def Leppard.
No.
Def Leppard. Pour some sugar on me. That's who it is.
No, I thought you said it was going to be Leonard Skinner.
No, Leonard Skinner's there too, but that's not going to be
okay.
the top. That's not going to be the one that brings in all the money. The crowd.
So Ron says if you do that ride, Bob, I
Bands
can get there and
and-
be happy to drive an RV.
Full
Snoop Dogg backed out last year. Snoop Dogg never showed up.
At Broken. Bands at the chip and Sturgis.
Yep.
Yeah. He's been hitting that for a long time.
Raptor Ranch is on. How are you doing? There's Emery.
Alright. Unsweet tea.
Yep.
And sugar.
Thank you. Maybe go down before you drop it. Summary HVAC's on. Just wanted to say hi, Patsy. I have to go for now. I'll watch when I get a chance. Thanks, Patsy. Take care. Where are you at now?
Yes. So it's Def Leppard is going to be the #1 concert this year. So what's the tickets? I think they said they're like 120 now. You could be looking anywhere from 150 up to $200 that night to get the ticket. If you're going to Sturgis, why would you even wait? If you're planning on going to the concert, why would you wait? Why would you wait to get your ticket? I don't understand why people do that. You should have bought it back when it was $40 or $60 a night. That's when I would have. That's when we bought our stuff. So I don't know why people I ask, but yes, tickets are going to go up because it's all about. And somebody says they're ripping people off, dude. It's like we just looked the other day. Now we're not. What was that concert we seen on TV?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift is actually played in St. Louis here this weekend. And what was the tickets going for 2 days before the concert? Between $1,200 and $5,000 a ticket. Why? Because people will pay that. Same thing in the Buffalo chip. When it gets to be there, and you're a, what do they call that when you put off things?
Procrastinator.
You put it off, then
Procrastinate.
you're gonna pay more for it, and you should. Tough beans for you. You know, should have bought ahead.
We're in Millstadt, Illinois, and we're leaving Wednesday morning to go up to Milwaukee. I'm way behind now. 76 are on. There's Scott. How you doing, Scott? Neil says, Raptor Ranch, I've been there since June 20th, hoping you'd get. Now it's Milwaukee, the 120th. Are you going, or maybe Sturgis? I know she was thinking about going last year, I think, Raptor Ranch. Neil said hi to Mike and Patsy. She's doing great. You can. I see the comments. You can't see the comments? I don't know if it's because you're on Facebook. I'm not sure.
Yes, if he's on Facebook, you will not see the comments other
when
than
I put 'em
Facebook.
up. Okay. Rapture Ren says she's not sure yet. She's going to the 120th, but she is up there in Wisconsin. There's still,
Events going on at the home.
because I know last year, I think she was talking about going to Sturgis. Pulling their money will soon part. That's true. There's a song about that, isn't there?
Okay,
Thank you.
so
Jim Pennington's on. Thank you, Jim. We appreciate that. I don't think she went last year. Danny's on. Hey, Danny, how you doing? Tell her we said hi. Oh, you did. I don't know. Did you go to Sturgis Rapture Rant last year, or did you? I thought you were thinking about it, but I didn't know you actually got to go. Swifty was in Cincinnati this past weekend, and she made so much money.
a lot of times it's not necessarily just like these $1,200 seats, $5,000 seats. It's the people that are selling the tickets, not necessarily. So somebody went in and bought a dozen tickets, and then they're selling them at the last minute, and that's the way it is. That's why StubHub and all these other places, people make all this money because people will pay it.
Oh, below said he just left One Eye Jack's, so there you go.
So how was that?
Are they $12 beers right now?
No, they don't raise the price till the week. That week they don't raise it.
No, the group didn't go. No.
Between
I knew you were
3 and about
talking
$8
about it. I
is
couldn't
normal.
remember if you'd really went or not. But maybe if you go to Milwaukee, the 120th, we'll see you there. I don't know where you're at in Wisconsin.
So after that, on that Monday, we're going to be showing up at the J&P Museum. We're going to be checking that out.
I gotta say bye to
Oh,
my
did you bring that with you today?
Yes, in the truck.
I'm gonna go look at it. I go look at something.
Just leave it with you, and then I'll pick it up if you don't want it.
Oh, okay.
However you want to do it. You
All right.
see it?
All right.
Oh,
I didn't bring them.
I got it. Yeah, I got it. Because I keep it in the trailer, and I took them out for some
Open the
reason.
truck. Okay.
And we're about 100 miles from home, and I'm like, holy crap! Because usually I carry two.
Oh,
I keep
that's
one in
mine,
the trailer,
okay.
one in the truck. And I'm like, we got crap. You know, we stay at Walmart or something. Some moron comes up, and then you can get it from him and put it in the truck.
All right.
So
continue talking.
Yeah. Yeah, keep it going. She's going to go get my thing that I need to buy, and she's kind of got, listen real good. You might know what it is, but let's not talk about it because we don't talk about that kind of stuff.
What's it?
So
Plug?
after that, we're going to go to J&P Cycles, not J&P Cycles, but the guy that owned Parsons, I think is his name, owned a museum in a small town in Iowa.
Oh, no.
It's got a little bit of
It is theirs.
We're going there.
Oh.
We still got to call the lady tomorrow. We got her phone number,
Left my-
got our contact information like we always get. Set up a time to do it. But what's happening is, I think it's September 17th, but don't mark it down. They're going to auction off all the motorcycles. I believe there's 300 of them. It's going to come through Mecum Auction. Our good friends at Mecum are going to be auctioning that off. You can go online if you want to check it out, but we'll be doing the video on that. And I'll put that video out as soon as I can to kind of show you the bikes and have them talk about them and find out ones that they think are going to go for the highest price and stuff like that. And give you an idea of what they've got. And, well, maybe I might look at something, but who knows? But we'll see how that all works out. And so we'll be going there on Monday. And then from there, we start heading over. We may be stopping at Clockworks. And we may be going over to Digital Gauges. They might have something for us. And something for the showroom. And so we're studio. So we're hoping that we'll see if they didn't know if they'd have one in time to give us. So we'll find out if we have it. If not, they're going to mail it to us, ship it to us. So we'll see how that all works out. So, and then from there, we'll be heading into Sturgis. Our goal is we're either going to arrive on the 18th that night or the 19th. 19th more likely. Because the 17th will be Monday and gives us about 2 days. It's about 400 miles from there to get to Mitchell, South Dakota, from Iowa. And then it's another 500 miles to get into Sturgis. So pretty much 2 days that we'll be traveling down the road. So that's kind of, then that'll get us into Sturgis. The first weekend, I didn't finish getting talk about my homecoming. But let me look at that because that's going on too. Adventure Bike Week at the Buffalo Chip. You know, if you ever got into wanting to do something with adventure bikes, like the Pan American, or Triumph's got some, and BMW's got some. There's probably a lot of other manufacturers that have bikes like that you can go kind of like it's off-road, travel across the United States. There's a guy I just seen the other day that spent a whole year traveling around the whole continent of Africa. Wouldn't that be a ride? I think it was 55,000 miles. I'm going to try to see if we can find these people that did this. They put it away and lock it up.
Yep.
And you get your hair flying up there.
Could you hear my mic?
No. Oh, I don't know. Was you talking about something you shouldn't have been talking about? Yeah. She probably had a mic on.
Sorry. How's Charlie doing? He's still alive. Let's put it that way.
He still has some issues. We're a little bit better than we were, but it's only been, tomorrow will be 2 days that he hasn't let it all come out. We have some issues with the back. He's got some diarrhea now, but that's not the worst thing. He's not exploding. He's gone. Well, I guess he went once this morning. Or
2 times this morning and once this afternoon.
So not too bad. So he's not like explosive. It's a little better this afternoon. It was kind of like mush. Or the first time it was like the string, just liquid. So doing a little bit better. We've got him on. Tell him what you're giving him.
I'm giving him that probiotic. It's a 40 Flora. And anyway, it's a dog one. And it's doing a good job, I guess. Still giving him a little bit of rice, giving him his new food, well, his old food that we finally found again. So I'm hoping that's going to help him. So after Ramp said she was only a few hours away, I guess, from Milwaukee, and she also follows Adam Sandoval. All right, they're talking to each other. We need a project bike for the garage. Yes, we do.
And we're going to be working on that when we get back. Our Red Rock Harley Davidson said that they would work with us something, so we're going to see what they're going to give us. And we're going to fix this up if all goes well. And it's going to be a bike we're going to give to a veteran that's got like PTSD.
16th and 19th.
So we'll see how that goes. So what's going on at the chip when we get there is on the 20th through the 23rd, they're going to have a 4-day, well, they call it a 4-day camping trip when it's really only 3 days, but I guess you leave on the 24th, I guess. So it's the 20th. So you're really only there 3 nights. 20th, 1, 2, 3. I get this one. Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Thanks.
And might get a drink. There's my drinks. So, what this is Adventure Bike Week. They've been doing it for 2 years. This is going to be the third year they've done it at the Chip. Now, they've done it other places. It's actually put on by Revzilla and
Como. I don't know. Como something. It's the big corporation that bought up Cycle Gear, JMP Cycles. It's like Como something. I don't know.
So you can actually just type in Adventure Bike Week if you're interested in going to it. It's not too badly priced. Of course, you would have bought it sooner. You would have saved some money. I think it was about $300 now. Includes free camping
There you go.
if you got a tent, and includes 9 meals they're feeding you with. I'll just read a little bit of what it is. So this is off of the Buffalo Chip. So camping is free with admission. That's the way it always is, the Buffalo Chip. You're invited to 4 days of camping, adventure riding, and community in the gorgeous backcountry, front country of the remote South Dakota from July 20th to the 23rd. In addition to the world-class adventure riding weekend, will be full of test rides, seminars, entertainment, prizes, awards, and the latest adventure riding gear and accessories for you. Kids 15 and under are free, maximum 2 per adult, and must be accompanied by an adult at all times. Kid meals are not included. Food is available for kids via the concession stand. Because what they're getting is you get. Let me get to the adventure. You get 9 free meals. I couldn't hardly believe they're feeding you 2 with that price.
We're good.
So they have 2 of these. One's in South Dakota, where we're talking about, and the other one's in the Mojave Desert over in California on a different weekend. Let's see. So what's new? Extended to the 4 full days, 4 days of epic riding. We kind of talked about that. You get catered meals. Catered meals. You're not just going to get a box lunch. So in the Black Hills, there is 9 meals. And if you're a vegetarian, that is available upon request. You also get a $25 voucher that you can use at the Revzilla store that's on site. You get a free jersey, a GOAF jersey. That's a $29 value to the first 200 customers who purchase the ticket, which you probably already passed that. Subscribers get $100 off the motorcycle shipping from RPM.
There you go.
So that's some really, it's a really neat event. It's really neat. They got demo bikes there, BMW's there, Triumph's there, Harley Davidson's there. They're only there with the adventure bikes. They don't have any, they're not bringing street bikes and all that kind of stuff for you to check out. So it's really neat. And what's neat about it is, if let's say, hey, I never really rode an adventure bike. I rode a dirt bike, but not an adventure bike. Well, they have different rides to go on, and they color code them to tell you, hey, I'm a guy that I want extreme, I want to climb logs and rocks and all that stuff with my bike. Well, they've got those rides. Or, hey, I've never done this before. Got this. And a lot of the rides are escorted out for you. So during the day, you're gone all day. You head out, you get in the morning, you get your breakfast, you get on your bike, and you go out with your group, or you just do your own thing. But they got all these trails are marked. So if you don't want to ride with a group, you can just say, hey, I'm just going to go on this one by myself and go off and do it. But they'll show you all the different levels of riding. Because what we've been told, we don't know for a fact, but we've been told there's over 20,000 square miles of riding, off-road riding in the Black Hills. And I would love, one of these days we're going to do that. We're going to rent or buy one. Probably cheaper to buy it, a UTV, and spend a month and just ride around all the Black Hills and checking all that out. I think it would be a lot of fun, but not this year. And we did a video showing you what it costs to rent one if you're there during the time. It's almost $500 a day for a 4-seater. I mean, if you're going to go out for the whole day, you got 4 guys or two couples are going to go. That's not bad. You split it $250 each. It's not bad for a whole day of fun and adventure on checking out the Black Hills. You might see some bears and some cougars and cougars that are 4-legged, not the cougar down there at the bar down there that's hanging out.
So Wyatt's Lemonade is going to be open
today. He did a soft close. He did a soft open today.
Soft close.
Soft close. Soft open to see how everything was running. I seen him on Facebook today.
And they're going to have their first annual poker run at Wyatt's Lemonade on the 6th and the 7th. It's a 2-day self-paced run. So there you go. And that's for a good cause, too, if you want to check that out and do all that.
And they're also giving away, I don't know if it's $100 or a $500 gift card to Black Hills Harley.
Right in here somewhere. This is the thumbs up button.
If you're on YouTube.
Yes.
If you're not on YouTube, doesn't work. So Adventure Bike Week is really neat. I really like it.
Yes,
and it's a fun time. Also, I don't know if it's this weekend or next weekend. The Full Throttle's having a rodeo. Let me look it up. I'll give you the exact day. We won't be covering the rodeo probably, unless it's Full Throttle Saloon Rodeo. I think it's only one day. I think maybe it's the last day of the rally.
Dave Ryan, he said he's leaving Ohio in 19 days for Sturgis. Are
There
we
you
having
go.
any meet and greets?
Yes. First one is going to, well, now we'll set some more stuff up when we get to Sturgis. We got to get our feet on the ground and figure out what we're doing and where we're going. So at this
Crazy.
moment, right now, the only meet and greet we've got set up at the moment is August 5th, which is the first Saturday of the official rally. We will be at the Big Engine Bar at Crossroads at the Chip, which is free. Free parking, free getting in the bar, free. It don't cost you nothing unless you buy drinks.
$500 for best hand.
Yep, there you go. That's for Lemonade guy. And Adam, not Adam. It's
Wyatt's
Wyatt's Lemonade. There you go. So I forgot where I was at.
Are we talking about the Adventure Bike Week?
No,
No.
past that.
There's
You interrupted
something-
me. Made me forget.
Well, trying to talk to your peeps there.
Well, you should say you got something to talk about when I stop and get ready to go to the next adventure. So I don't know, but the rodeo we're looking at here to see when the rodeo. That wasn't what I was talking about. I was going to talk about that, and something else came up. They didn't even show. Oh,
There you go. See you there, Mark.
so it's actually during the Sturgis Rally. I guess it is the last Saturday of the rally. It's August 12th for the single day rodeo
You weren't
general
there?
admission at the Full Throttle.
Oh,
They're having a rodeo.
August 5th.
So August 12th.
August
So
5th, I guess.
well, we're doing the meet and greet. That's what we were talking about. August 5th, we are going to be at the Crossroads in the Engine Bar with a bunch of other YouTubers. You know, Adam Sandoval is going to be there. Monkey's not going to be there because he's doing the chopper show. They got the amateur chopper show at the Iron Horse, and he wants to be in that because he's an amateur and he built his chopper, Sportster. So he's going to have it there. I could go see him, but we won't be able to. So, or he would have been there. So there's a bunch of YouTubers. There's probably about
And the
10 or
Badgers
15
and
different
a bunch of them.
YouTubers that will be there that you can meet. And so it's from 2 in the afternoon till 4 in the afternoon in the Big Engine Bar. It's free to go. And they got all kinds of stuff out there. They got bikini girls cleaning the bikes. They got the Wall of Death. It doesn't cost, I don't think it costs you anything to do the Wall of Death. I think it's free. All kinds of stuff. Billy Lane's usually there. He's got a tent that he'll have set up. There's a bunch of vendors and stuff that are there. So it's all, that area is free. That's where they do the bike shows. They're all free. And we'll give you all that information once we get to the Chip and let you know, or to Sturgis, let you know all the events, and we'll let you know the meetup. We'll do a meetup probably before the rally too. Possibly maybe even that first weekend, Saturday, maybe we'll do something over at Black Hills Harley. And we'll meet over there. Then anybody that gets there early. So we'll be letting you know plenty of time to let you know. Because so our Sturgis series will be starting right after. We may even show some stuff even during the Revzilla. Because what happens with the Revzilla, Adventure Bike Week, it's going to start on the 20th that we're going to cover. They're gone all day. There's nothing going on. They got some vendors and stuff there. And the key to tell you, if you're in the area on Sunday, it's free for everybody to get in. They normally don't brag about that, but it's more of a local day. People that want to come out and check it out, see the bikes, all that kind of stuff. So Sunday's a freebie day. So if you're in the area and you want to just see what it is, but I mean, it's from the first year to the second year, it was 100 times better. So this year, I'm really, really expecting a really big shock again. They took it down now into the Bikini Beach area, and they got all the vendors around the bikini, around the water. And it's pretty neat. It's right around that first road. It's not out in the water, but it's around outside of the fence. So it's all out there, and it's just nice. You get away from the bar up there. They had it the first year up by the bar. It was kind of, I don't know. I didn't like it there. I love it where
was
it's at
better
now.
down there. So, Ryder X, what's your question? He says he has a question for the group.
Ask your question.
Ask away.
Should he go to Sturgis?
No, he's already said he's going to Europe. They couldn't afford both, they said.
All right. Let's go to Europe.
He doesn't like to go overseas. So how was it?
But
You're at Calzoon.
too much cheese.
I'd probably like it then. Crab on a cracker. So Jeff Neal, Sandy Morris can't get the extra day off. Dang.
Well, she can't talk. So
That's why he did it.
So Adventure Bike Week it's a really great thing. You should check it out. Now, like I said, this weekend, already starting today, was the 3-wheel rally going into. You don't realize how much stuff goes on in Sturgis around the rally. Actually, next weekend in Deadwood, what's going on next weekend after that?
After
3-wheel rally, what's the big thing after that?
Rodeo.
That's right. You ain't seen nothing. So
It's
you go to
cool.
Deadwood and see the rodeo. I don't care about what's going. No, even you need to see the rodeo too. But they have a big old parade on Saturday and Sunday. Doing good.
Thank you.
A great big old giant parade. We filmed that last year. Yeah, it was last year.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, we went down and watched the parade. Great thing to see. If you're want to see something like that, but I mean, it's people from all over the United States, and
All
even
kind of like covered wagons and horse-drawn carriages and all kinds of stuff. It's really cool. Check out. It's one of our videos. You can check
we
out.
did a video on it.
So it was 2 years ago.
So type in Deadwood Rodeo, and it probably will come up, and you can see it. So we got a couple of videos that are going to be coming out next week, which you might have already seen the thumbnails come up because they're premieres. The first one is one that I went back a couple of years, and I'm starting to do some highlight videos, throw a bunch of videos together, cut them all up, and show you some stuff. Bad news is it's not as good a quality as what we're putting out today. Plus, we kind of talk like this, and so we definitely have gotten better. Not much better, a little better than we did back then. And some of the say I put some more things, but I mean, it shows you Hewlett and the Full Throttle, and it shows you Deadwood, and shows you what it's all about. Is it's a tease to get you start thinking about Sturgis. So that's kind of what that video is going to be about. So you want to check it out. If you're thinking about going to Sturgis, you want to check that out. You can see some of the big events. We even did, that something list
on Tuesdays.
Yeah. Fantastic. What do we call that? Call it something Tuesdays.
Terrific Tuesdays.
Yeah, Terrific Tuesdays. That's what we used to call it. Because YouTube, when I put it in the title, they dinged
it.
So I took it out, and they didn't ding me anymore. So,
all right. Do you have a pause here for a second?
You got something to say?
Ryder X says he wants to get an open trailer to tow 2 full-size touring bikes. I'm thinking I need a 7x12. Do you think that will work if I stagger the bikes? And can I get away with a single axle?
Yeah, single axle is no problem at all. It's going to be an open trailer. Is that what he said? Or closed?
I want to get an open trailer.
Okay, open trailer would be the way to go. Now, the problem what you want to do with an open trailer is the ideal way to do it is you want to put a piece of metal. A lot of times people use like diamond plating and stuff and put it in the front to protect any rocks or dirt that comes off of your vehicle you're towing it with. So a 7-foot wide. You have fairings on both.
I don't think hers does. I think she's got a Heritage Softail.
So 12-foot long is plenty long. You can get away with an 8-foot trailer.
He says, or do I need a tandem with electric brakes?
No, it's not going to be that heavy. What are you towing it with? You got a truck, don't you? What are you towing it with?
Yeah, he's got a truck. I think we rode in this truck.
So yeah, you don't need.
Mike says
brakes.
Tandem.
No, I wouldn't do a tandem.
Neil says tandem.
You're
if
only
you blow
looking
a tire
at. You're not even
at 80 miles an hour. You'll lose 2 bikes.
That's when insurance is for. We used to pull a camping trailer all the time with 2 tires on it, and never, ever had a flat tire.
Use the biker bar to secure the bikes. A tandem trailer is more stable.
Which it is.
The crowd is saying, "Who's ringing?"
951. It's California.
Yeah.
Yes, if you could afford it, buy the tandem. But I would have no problem. There's a lot of guys out there that are pulling enclosed trailers with bikes in them with single axle. A single axle, yeah. It depends on what you want. If you want
we just bought a 23 Tundra. I don't think that's what we rode in. That was last year.
If I was going to, well, this is me. I'm thinking about buying a trailer, but yes, I'm going to buy a tandem trailer that can haul 12,000 pounds because I want to be able to tow on there, put on there anything I want. And then if we were going to tow our motorcycles, I would have them on that long trailer. So yes, tandem would be nice. Electric brakes would be nice, but with a decent sized vehicle, electric brakes you don't need. And that's just one more thing. Just like me, you got to adjust those things up every year. You got to lube. And anybody that's out there that has a trailer that has greasable hubs, you're stupid if you're putting grease in the hubs. First of all, if you got a boat trailer, yes, that's not a bad idea because you kind of make sure the water stays out. But if water's getting inside your Bearings, you need to change the grease seals already. The problem with pumping grease into it, you're really only greasing the front bearing. The load-bearing bearing is the inner bearing. That's going to hold your weight. If you get the grease in there, I will guarantee you're shooting grease out of the back of your hub, which in turn is going to get on your brake shoes, and you're going to have the biggest mess that you had. You'll start getting brakes that'll be grabbing and all kinds of stupid stuff. Repack your bearings at least every other year. I just got done with ours. I did it in 2019 when we bought it, and now I waited a little longer, 2023. I never pump grease into it. I clean the bearings, get all the grease off, put brand new grease seals in it. And I have never had a wheel bearing ever go out on any vehicle. I have worked on thousands of cars that I've repacked bearings on front and rear, depending on the vehicles. I've never had any trouble. You can take that cup, and you can take that cup, I guess. I keep this.
So Slim Jim says he's hauled 2 bikes on that size of trailer with a single axle, but would fit better on longer trips with a tandem if you would get a flat.
Which is the only advantage of that. But typically,
well, how many tires have we blown out?
But once again,
a nice
we have
built in Texas.
We have, well, the difference too, it also depends on, first of all, you want to make sure, really the idea would be to get 16-inch wheels and bigger that you can put truck tires on. The problem we have with the trailer we have is we have 15-inch rims on it that we're kind of stuck with putting Goodyear tires on. The problem with a lot of tires for trailers, they're not made for speed. So a lot of times they'll say, oh, it'll do 80 miles an hour. If it's 100 degrees outside and that asphalt out there is about 120 degrees and you're running the tires
80 miles an hour.
I think that's half the problem that we have, but we also, depending on the price you want to spend. If you got the money, buy the tandem. If you want to save some money, get the single ones and get you some tire monitoring, which is what we're going to get soon for our trailer. Some tire monitoring where you can see the air pressure all the time and there's an alarm if one of the tires go low. I think most of the tires that we have that have gone flat, because they're gone by the time we get
see them.
Yeah. I think we ran over something. Because the last time it went flat, after we got back on the highway and put the spare back on, got on down the highway, there was another truck down the road that had a flat tire too. Probably you see when your stuff falls out of people's trucks, nails, screws, all kinds of stuff. So
Crap on a Cracker says he uses a Kenya 2-bike trailer, folds up and pulls great. 1,800 miles to Sturgis, made for bikes, no straight axle, torsion suspension. I pull 2 bikes with a Jeep Compass.
And that's just with 2 wheels. And so you see most of the Harley dealers have that trailer that has the fold up bike on it. And I've seen them pull bikes all over the United States with that. So yes, it's just, if you've got the money and you want to spend it, buy the tandem.
Nope, he's not going. We've already asked that question.
What?
Daytona Dave's on. He says, "Hey, Ryder X, are you going to Sturgis?" He's going to Europe instead. He's ditching us for Europe.
Send the wife to Europe and you come to Sturgis. Have more fun.
7x12 fine. I hailed on 2 7x14 with 1 fairing and 1 trike. There you go.
That's good. You got a trike in there. Yep. So yeah, so that's just telling you right there. You're not going to have any trouble.
That's Tillman Farms.
Getting your bikes into a 7x12 trailer. A lot of times like that, if you're looking to buy a trailer, it's probably a trailer supply place you're going to. Ride both your bikes up there. Have them mounted to the back of a truck. Pull each bike up. You don't need the biker bars or anything to hold it down, but pull them up and make sure you got plenty of clearance to where you can pull them up and down. Now you want a ramp that folds down as the whole width of the bed. Instead of like a car trailer, you've only got the 1 wheel that's going up. So I would recommend one that you have the full ramp that comes down. But then you're going to have that up when you're driving down the highway. Most of them have the ramps. If you're good about driving up on a ramp, which I probably would, if I had a car hauling trailer, I would be doing that. I don't have a problem with it, but it's a whole lot easier to back down. She'd be more comfortable backing her bike down with a full-size ramp than backing it down because you have no place to really put your feet if you're on a single one coming down.
A 9mm James says he's got a Luma 210 single axle, works great, has a ramp built in, so it's easy to load the bikes.
There you go. So there is a lot of. Did they pay their bill?
Yeah, they did. Somebody wanted to know how Charlie was doing. He's doing better.
Well, we won't know until we get back.
Yeah.
Well, part of the problem with Charlie is,
He's very nervous.
well, we've been thinking about Charlie. So about a year ago, actually, it was probably around. He got bit before Sturgis.
He got bit before Sturgis
So
by a rattlesnake.
it's probably about this time.
About this time, yeah.
Could have even already been bit. So I don't know if it was after the 4th of July,
Yeah, it was because we went to the 4th of July to their house.
but I didn't know that didn't mean he hadn't got bit already.
He did.
He could have been in the hospital. I know it was over the
No,
weekend.
He went to their house with us.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that, but
He did.
because they had dogs.
Yes.
So what we've been thinking about Charlie is about a year ago, he got bit by a rattlesnake. Okay, so she was kind of thinking that we had to get the serum and all
Anti-venom.
that stuff, and $1,500 later, we bring him back. So she was thinking maybe that's what kind of started this. Well, when we started thinking about it, we've been buying his dog food for probably the last year, maybe 2 years, from Tractor Supply. It's
Trout and lentil.
Yeah. And all the labs we've had have been except for
Very
first
sensitive
one,
stomach.
have always had some kind of issues that either their skin gets real flaky or they get sick or diarrhea or something like that. And we found out that this is the best food to give them that's worked the best
Some
for.
fish food.
Yeah.
They don't do good on chicken or beef or anything.
So while we were in Sturgis, we went to Tractor Supply. We ordered it, and they didn't have any in stock. Said we could get you one. Get online, order it. We ordered it. About 2 or 3 days later, they came back and sent us an email saying, "Sorry, it's unavailable at this time. Check other stores." We checked other stores. There was nothing that we could find because we usually bring 2 bags with us to start with. Have one that we're using and one we bring along. So for 25 pounds.
It was out
Yeah. So we had no food. So we ended up going into town.
for that raw lanes in Sturgis.
Yep. And looked around there, and we found something similar. So we bought that. It wasn't the same. It wasn't trout and lentil. It was maybe
Salmon, probably, and peas or something.
Yeah. So we bought that, and by the time we got home from Sturgis, he started getting sick off and on.
Not very often,
Yeah.
just occasionally.
So when it really got bad this year is when we went to Daytona this year. He didn't go with us. So I don't really know why he didn't go with us.
Because we were going to do all that other
Oh, yeah.
stuff. And
We were
never
thinking about
did it.
doing all this stuff, and we didn't want him around with us. So yes. So we left him with our daughter. Couldn't get him right away, so we left him with her in-laws. Well, they have a dog, and ended up Charlie started eating their dog food and all this stuff, and da. He started throwing up about 2 or 3 times a day for 2 weeks that they had him. Finally, they bring him to our daughter's house. Then he got to where he was getting sick about every 2 to 3 days.
And that's
but
what
he-
he's been doing since.
But he's been eating. So that's where we were at now. So our daughter went and changed the food again. She bought another bag of food. It's sensitive food through Purina, and it was $80 because we bought one too. So we bought one before we left. Well, he got to where at her house he was kind of eating it. When we got on the road here, he didn't seem like he really wanted to eat it. She got to where she had to feed him one piece at a time.
Yeah, he wouldn't
It's
eat no
like
more than one
maybe,
piece.
and then he got to where he didn't even want that. So we're like, okay, maybe there's something wrong with the food. Maybe that's what's making him sick. So we went down to Walmart and we bought some canned dog food. We bought a couple different bags of dog food, and we thought, let's try one of these and see if that will help. Well, so what we thought is maybe he's got some teeth problems, and that's why. So our daughter was starting to put water with dry dog food, and he was eating that. Well, then when it didn't start, she started mashing it all up with a hammer and made it into a powder and then put water on it. And then he ate that. He ate that 3 times one day. Well, then at the end of that night, he threw it all back up.
The food. And normally he's only been throwing up the bile. He's been eating his food.
But what we forgot to do is we didn't mix the food with the old food. But the reason we didn't do that is because we thought the old food might have been something wrong with it, and that's why he wasn't eating it. So we stopped that. She put him on a rice diet. And so he was kind of eating the rice. And what ended up happening, he wasn't getting sick too much.
He didn't
just
get
a
sick
little
for
bit.
2 days.
He got the whole trip coming here. He only got sick once in the trailer.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever got sick the rest of the time. So 3 days of getting here, he only got sick once. Just very little. Wasn't much of nothing. And then we had all carpet runners down to protect the floor and all that. So we get to my sister's house, and they have a dog. They have a puppy. And this dog is up Charlie's butt. I mean, literally up his butt or nose, and will not leave him alone.
She's only a year old.
That's right,
She's
she's a
a puppy, and she just
And-
wants to play. And Charlie's
And
like,
he don't want to. He
I
wants to
don't
lay
feel
down.
good.
And so we left the other day, to do some running. We were gone. We met some people and things like that. Well, the first time we left, he threw up a whole bunch all over the place outside. So then when we left in the afternoon, same thing, all over the place. Well, we went to Redbud. You're going to see that video on Tuesday that we met XN Biker and talked to them, show you some neat things in Redbud. We show you some great places that we eat in St. Louis and over here. We got another video to show after that, but that's coming Tuesday. So at that point, we're now thinking Charlie is a very nervous dog, just like his mama was.
Nervous Nelly.
So we're thinking part of him getting sick may be us leaving him. That he could, because what has happened now, we have left him twice now at other people's houses and just left and never came back. One was with the in-laws, our daughter's in-laws, and one's with Mindy, our daughter. And so by the time we went to pick him up, he was pretty comfortable with them. He kind of sat with them. They didn't really, he came over us petted, but he wasn't like, normally he sits on my side and I can't get rid of him. But there he stayed with my son-in-law, was sitting by him all the time, which is fine. And so we brought him home. And so we've had him ever since. So now we've got this new food that we found. So now we're mixing it. We put his old food that he was getting sick on, and she's mixing rice with it still, and the food.
And his old food.
Yeah. So far, tomorrow morning will be 2 full days. He hasn't got sick. And
he didn't throw up yesterday, and he hasn't thrown up yet today.
Yeah. So we'll see
when
we
he
get
does have
home.
diarrhea.
Yeah. So he does have diarrhea, but he had a little bit of that before because he wasn't only eating the rice. He was just a little bit coming out. It wasn't much of nothing. It was kind of runny. And so this morning she said it was like water coming out. Now it's kind of like
applesauce.
Well, or oatmeal or whatever, a pile. You get your picture of it. We don't need to draw a diagram or film any of that for you. So what's funny is you watch the video on Tuesday, you will see what he's doing. He opens the video up. I'm in the basement. We open the video with him, and you'll see a few minutes of Charlie. This is before he got his new food. So he got sick after he played, after we had left that day, not right after I played with him, but before that. But once he lets it all out, he's fine again. He's running around. He wants to jump around. He's 11 years old. And for a lab, that's getting old. Labs are anywhere from 9 to maybe 15 if you're lucky, is how long they last. So that's the rundown right now on Charlie. I feel a little more confident today because he's not throwing up as much as he was. Now, that's not saying he's not going to. But if we can get back to at least every 3 days, but just like what's happening is the bile in his stomach, and we did some research on it. They thought it was, we took him to the vet twice. First time we took him to the vet, they did the blood test, they did the urine, they did feces, all that. They did all the testing. And the only thing they could come up with is his enzymes were high on his liver. Now, she treated cancer patients. So when she looked at that... Motorcycle. And when she looked at that, typically your white cells are higher if you have cancer, typically. Well, his white cells were pretty good. So she didn't feel that he had cancer. But the doctor said his enzymes were a little high on his liver, which could cause bile to get in his stomach, which could cause him to throw up. So we've been giving him this over-the-counter stuff. It's milk thesis or something. It's a natural thing that you can get. It's a vitamin-like thing that you can get that helps with your liver, helps repair your liver if you have liver issues. And so we were giving him that, and still getting that.
Yeah, he reminded me last night. We were going to bed, and he just stood there.
And he looks at where they're at.
What do you want? And he looks up at the dresser, and I'm like, oh, I didn't give you your pills tonight. So he knows. I mean, he's a smart dog.
Which it is. We could never replace him. That's why when it's all done, he's the last dog we'll ever have, because you could never replace what he does. Just like him. He'll come into you and you say, what do you want? And you stand up and you follow him. Like the food she was giving him rice was in the refrigerator. He walks to the refrigerator and he looks at it. You open the refrigerator and he goes to the shelf where it's in the bowl and he points to it with his nose and, hello, that's what I want. And so he's really good about it, just like bathrooms.
Ding, ding, ding. Oh, a new toy for Charlie. Thank you, Mike.
And so you get to where he's just like when you go to the bathroom. He doesn't stand at the door wanting to go out. He comes to you again and he looks at you and you're like, what do you want? And not until you start to stand up will he start going towards the door. Otherwise, if you just ignore him, he just won't. He's never gone to the bathroom ever in the house. Maybe when he was a puppy, but not any time since then.
No, he never did when he was
And so he's been a great dog. He listens. He could sit here right now off the leash, and all we have to do is tell him no. There's actually a video a couple years ago, probably 2020, where we were in Texas, and he's off the leash, sitting on the carpet, the rug outside, and probably not even 20 feet away is a herd of deers. Actually, you could hand feed
Now,
him
he
up.
was at attention.
Yeah, he whined. He wanted to go, and I just kept saying, no, Charlie, no. And he'd be down there, and he'd be ready to go. No, and that's the way he is. All you got to do is say, he never takes off. He won't just, like, if there's a squirrel or something, he just won't run. He's a hunting dog. He starts taking a couple of steps, like, he's going to go looking toward, because they don't normally, if you've ever had a hunting dog, they don't normally run after the prey because it's going to fly away, or it's a squirrel, whatever. They're bird dogs. They're going to walk real slow. So you can kind of see his mode change to hunting mode, and right then you just say no, and he stops. And that's why I said you can leave a T-bone steak freshly cooked on a chair and walk away. You don't even have to tell him no. And you'll come back and it'll still be sitting on that chair. And he will not be sitting in front of it. He'll be laying down sleeping. He will never been on the counter. He's never been in a trash can. He's never tore anything up. He doesn't get on the furniture. I don't know what else you can tell you. He's the perfect dog that we've ever had. And we've probably had 20 dogs or more.
No, he's number.
Well, you got to count all the puppies too.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Those are all dogs you had, didn't you? With your babies?
They were my babies.
She bred 2 dogs.
Yeah. Vegas had 2 litters. One was 5 and one was 10.
She always wanted to breed dogs. We done it. Didn't make any money on it, really.
I would still do it again in a heartbeat. I love my dogs. My puppies.
She didn't want to give them away, though.
No, the first set was really hard. The second ones, I was okay. But I mean, whoever got that second litter, they got
better dogs. And we learned how to do it.
Yeah.
And we learned how to be a better breeder. It's all about those 6 to 8 weeks that you're with those dogs. You have to train them. They're like babies. You wouldn't leave a baby just laying out or running around out in the backyard.
Hey, Bill.
You have to be attended to it. It's either got to be in a playpen or in its bed. Same thing with puppies. You've got to teach them. All of our dogs were already pretty much paper trained when we got rid of them. They all had
And
their
they were
shots.
crate trained.
They were crate trained, and we highly recommend crate training dogs because actually in the long run, just like my sister just told me yesterday, that dog goes in the kennel and just stays sometimes. Well, because it's
like
house.
its bedroom.
Yeah.
It's like if it wants to get away and be away from everybody, they just go in there. You just leave the door open. You don't have to close the door. But they will. They'll go in there and to relax, to chill out.
Yeah. So there's a lot of
rewind.
So that's kind of the update on Charlie. So we'll see what happens. We're hoping our daughter that's moving. She's moving to Kansas now, after all. She's supposed to leave. Would you get a date she's moving?
25th.
So they're moving to Wichita, Kansas. Why? I don't know.
Sweet potato fries.
Let them do whatever they want. They're kids. 40-year-old kids. I think they would know better, but can't stop them. So they're going to go over there and
live and learn.
That's right. And hopefully it'll all work out for them and it'll be fine. Probably won't see them as much as we did before. She's going to be mad. The youngest daughter is going to be mad because we're going to have probably see the youngest daughter or the oldest daughter. We're going to see a lot more than we do the youngest one that just moved away. Where before it was always the other way around. So our daughters are
always come out and visit us.
Our daughters are very, very competitive to us.
For our attention.
Yes. So
sweet potato fries is what I'm eating.
Yes. So that's where we're at. So she's moving and we're hoping, because the plan was we found a kennel and it's a house that breeds dogs. I breed dogs too. That they keep dogs. Dogs can stay there for the afternoon or daytime when people
It's a house, and we know some people that put their dogs there
a couple of years
excellent.
and they love it. And so we called them and we may even be able to do a video for them and they may comp us on it. We don't know, but they're very reasonable. We're not talking about them yet. Wait until I get a little more information about them. And when we get to Sturgis, we're supposed to meet up with them and probably do some videos. So we're thinking that Charlie, they would really like our daughter really, and our youngest grandson, Blake, really love Charlie more than anybody else. And they really want to spend a little more time with Charlie before he's gone. And the way he is now, who knows? I at this point yet, about 2 days ago, I was ready to say, probably Tuesday, I'm going to put him down while she's gone, because he was in such bad, it wasn't getting any better. But because when we first got here, he just moped around like, okay, I'm done, and we had the dog before that. And so now he's kind of got his energy back again. He kind of looks pretty good. So now we're thinking, but see, the bad thing when we go to Milwaukee, he's in the trailer all day by himself. We'll have to see where we're all at, but we're dead center, I think, in Milwaukee. I think we'll be able to come back a couple times throughout the day to check on him and stuff. But he loves it. He typically we turn
He
the air
likes to
conditioner
rest.
on.
He likes his
He likes
naps.
to sleep, and now the more older he is, the more he sleeps. So we leave the radio on or the TV on for him, and we close all the blinds. We have blackout shades, and sometimes when we open the door, you don't even know we're there.
I know he's like, what is it still morning? And then the funny thing is, we'll sit there and we'll eat dinner, and it'll be like 7, 8 o'clock, and he's looking at us like, are we going to bed? It's time to go to bed.
He eats at 5 and he goes to bed by dark. As soon as it's dark outside, he wants to go to sleep. And you can see his eyes are barely open. And he will not go in by himself. He's afraid we're going to leave him, I guess. He's got phobias.
He does.
So,
all right. So I've got a few questions
All right.
people were asking. Your handlebars, what height did you get? And would you ever change the height? Did you think you got the wrong height?
No. They're 11-inch extended reach, I think is what they call them. They're fat bagger bars. And no, my arm sits perfectly out straight, and I have a little bit of bend in my arm. If I bought another bike, I would buy the exact same bars again. I love these bars. Hopefully we'll get a shot to where she can film over my shoulder. One of the things that there was a bunch of people arguing the other day on Facebook that they were trying to say that handlebars, that the guy should put some 8 bars or some 12-inch or 13-inch, 14, 18, whatever they bought, and put on their bike, and they could actually ride the bike faster and turn quicker than they could with the shorter bars. Probably not. But what I notice on mine is I can now make a 180 turn and go about 2 miles an hour now, because the bars now, get over here, you can see both hands, are like this when I turn. They're not like out here like this anymore. So I'm more comfortable with it. Plus, when I'm riding, my elbows are bent a little bit. Now, I did sit on the Monk's bike. And he's got those big old, I think they're 18-inch.
I think he said 18 too. And we're like, why did
I'm
you
like,
do that? And they looked tall. And he
but
said,
once
sit
I
on
sit
it,
on his
sit on
bike,
it.
I got on his bike and I sat on it. It was like, it's not too bad. I didn't ride his bike. Maybe I will sometime, but I had not rode his green bike. I did not ride it, but I sat on it. He told me I could get on it. I sat on it. I'm like,
I think he's got a short windshield too. And I think the handlebars look so much taller because they're above the windshield.
But when you sit there, his aren't, mine are a little, where I'm more relaxed and mine are like this. Okay. So they're about shoulder. Typically what they tell us, if you go to Joey at All About Customs, I think now he normally is at the Buffalo Chip. I think he's going to be downtown on LaSalle Street. Go talk to him before you ever buy handlebars. What he does is he gets you on bikes. He's got a bunch of them there with different handlebars and stuff on it. And he says, sit on here, see how you feel, because really you don't want a bike that's your hands. What's this?
Energy saver turn on.
Oh, I didn't turn this on. Got to turn our power pack on.
Well, now we know we got power left for the end of the night. You've been on an hour and 15 minutes.
Yep. Got the power pack
There we
going
go.
on. Almost lost it. We did that once before and it wasn't plugged in all the way. I wasn't getting power. So go there and talk to him before you ever buy any handlebars from anybody. I have never seen anybody that sells handlebars that talks to you like he does, that he tries to size you up with what's best for you. And that's what I said.
I asked you a lot of questions too.
I had no idea what I wanted. None at all.
Well, what he says too, a lot of people, how many people, and some of our bikes, we've spent hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on our seat because your back hurts and your butt hurts and everything. Joey says, place your bars first. That will take care of a lot of the issues in your back, your shoulders, your arms. It's the handlebars. It's not the seat.
Yeah. And so it's very interesting. And he's a very smart guy. And
Phil says he feels like he's got more control with his 12-inch KST MAMs.
And like I say, everybody's different. But I mean, I sat on the Monks and it was not over my shoulder because he said, look at it. Your hands are not over your shoulder. And you don't want that. You want to make sure your arms are even, at least even straight out. Straight out is what you want. No higher than that. And so mine are just a little bit below, probably a little bit below my shoulders, but my arms are bent just a little bit to where when I ride, I'm relaxed. Because that's the whole thing. I hear people talk about it all the time. My hands have never got numb riding a motorcycle. You will never see me shaking my hands at traffic lights or anything like that. One of the things that I found out why I don't do that on my throttle hand is because, which I was going to do a video on it, and I should do one, is I've got the little plastic thing that comes from like J&P Cycles to hold your throttle.
So throttle
Like
paddle or something.
Yeah, if you didn't have a cruise control, you could have that and you hold your hand. Well, when I had a dyno, it fell off when the guy was out test driving it. And I've actually brought it from like 3 other bikes. It wasn't a big deal that I lost it. So I bought another one, and I got one down in Daytona. And I could not believe, because I was going, my wrist was hurting a little bit. And I wasn't, I was just thinking, well, I hadn't rode the bike in a while. Thought maybe that's what it was. Put that back on. I was like, oh, yeah, that is what it is. And so, yeah, so you want to get stuff to where, which it is. I don't tighten my grip up. If I'm in, if I'm really leaning in the roads, I'm a little tighter hand grip. But typically, if I'm riding down the highway, my hands are just resting on it because I have cruise too. But I mean, if you didn't have a cruise and you had that, I don't know what they call that thing, throttle position paddle. You think that's what it's called?
I think it's called the throttle
and
paddle.
so you just you adjust it to where it's on the side. I got a little wider one now to where it's pretty much across my hand. And my other one was a little shorter. And so you just kind of keep your hand, I guess it's this hand, you keep it and it's just sitting like that. And my fingers are loose still. And same thing when I ride the clutch, I'm not tight like that trying to grab clutch. I keep my hands relaxed on top. I have never had my hands ever go numb. I've never had them go to sleep or anything when I've rode. And we've rode, the longest we've ever rode was about 650 miles in one day.
So Jay Pulaski, 83, says, have you all seen this year in October will be the first ever Smoky Mountain bike rally. The rides will rival Sturgis, and the weather should be absolutely amazing that time of year. We'll be definitely there.
Is that what it's actually called, the Smoky Mountain Bike Rally? Because I know there's the one that the Monkey goes to. It's Smoky something. Let me see what we come up with. What was it called again? Smoky Mountain Rally.
Bike rally.
Smoky Mountain Bike Rally. Bike week. Annual week. Well,
first annual, is that what it says?
No, it didn't say first.
He said it's the first one.
He says first. We're gonna look. Yeah, it does say first annual, okay. September 30th through October 7th. Will actually be.
When is it?
30th. We'll be just coming back, but we're flying to those two events, so we probably wouldn't go. Well, see
where's it at? I mean, we won't be so far.
It's you're real close to the Dragon of the Tide or Dragon.
Tail of the Dragon.
Tail of the Dragon. I'm not going to bash the rally.
A cramp buster.
But we've rode all over the United States with bikes. There is nothing compares to Sturgis when it comes to riding. You might say, oh, well, the Tail of the Dragon has got 318 turns. Well, that's great. I can't think of what Iron Mountain has. But the difference is you can go from Iron Mountain, and you can go to Needles Highway, you can go to Van Knocker Canyon, you can go out to Spearfish, you can go. There's so many great rides in Sturgis. You just go through Custer State Park, and on the back half, there's some twisty turns back there. No jackknives. There might be one, but I don't remember. But it's still a pretty good ride through. So that's the difference between Sturgis, I find, than any other rally I've gone to. Now, I have not done the Tail of the Dragon. The reason I really don't want to do the Tail of the Dragon because I'm really afraid I will pop a lot of people's bubble because I'll end up telling you it's not at all what I thought. We've rode on some really great rides. We have one right in Arizona that's called the Sidewinder. It's 8 miles with over 250 turns in it. 8 miles. Jackknives, everything. And even donkeys in the middle of the road. You got to watch out for. And there, if you go off the road, you're in a pile of rocks. A lot of people died there too. But we don't have we're so far off the road because it's actually old Route 66 going into Oldman. It's not as for bikes. Yes, there's tons of bikes that come out there, but we don't really see the crotch rockets. We see more Harleys coming out there than we do full dress bikes. I'm not saying there's not Kawasaki and stuff like that, but you don't really see the crotch rockets. I know there's some out there. We also, when we were in California, we rode Mulholland Drive. That's another great road. But once again, that's where all the crotch rockets are at. And now probably the reason a lot of people get killed on Tail of the Dragon is probably going to be the same issue that you have on Mulholland Drive. You have to learn how to stay on your side of the road because what happens in Mulholland Drive is if I'm on the inside of the road or the outside, there's going to be a crotch rocket that's going to pass me in my lane on the other side of me, depending on what side I'm on. So if you're one of those riders that go from one lane over to the other side of the highway and you're going constantly back and forth, you're going to get killed on a couple of those roads. And I'm thinking Tail of the Dragon is probably one of those roads. I have never, I don't know if Tail of the Dragon Somebody would have to tell me, does Tail of the Dragon have any lines on it? Outside lines, white lines, they call. I forget what they call those stupid lines.
Fog lines. Or
Yeah,
something.
fog lines. I don't call them that.
So she's a girl, and she says it's much more than the tail. Can't wait to see what the rally becomes.
Which it is. There's nothing wrong with that. But what the bad thing about it, new rallies when they start is just like the guy in Bullhead City trying to get his going. Young rallies are very hard to start up. Very hard. Now, I was looking at it, and it did look like they had a lot of stuff going on. They had a charity ride. Harley's going to have a demo truck. They got a vendor village. I mean, it depends on the vendors. If you bring out, it's like the guy in Bullhead City. He's bringing out people selling massage chairs and guns and bracelets with magnets in it. You know, mattresses that you could put in your home. You know, I'm going to strap a mattress to the back of my bike and take it home. You know, well, they deliver. Well, I'm not at a motorcycle rally to look for crap that I don't need. You know, I'm looking for stuff for my motorcycle. If I'm going to buy something, it's going to be more for my motorcycle or maybe some deco stuff. I mean, we got a person that's always at the rally and they're selling tiki stuff. And I'm just wondering all the time, do they sell anything? But I mean, some of the rallies, like we see them in Florida a lot. And I think it's because people in Florida, because you have people coming to rallies that aren't motorcycle people. Sturgis is kind of a little bit different because, hey, nothing out there. Sturgis. So you get some locals in there, but you don't get it like you do in Daytona, Panama City, Myrtle Beach, all that. You get a lot more tourism because it's a tourism town. Sturgis is not a tourism town. Black Hills, yes. Sturgis, no.
So Joe Casey, there's a few people that said that Monkey goes to, it's called the Smokeout.
Oh, okay.
And they said it's an old school
chopper shop.
Yeah, and they said that's a really good one.
Which it would be. That sounds like a really neat thing. Last year, it rained like hell and they were in mud. Not interested. Well, what's bad about us is short rallies. Well, this one's pretty long. It starts on the 30th and goes all the way to October 7th, this Smoky Mountain one. So, yeah, it's more than that. It's 8 days. So it's actually a pretty lengthy rally.
It's not one of those 4-day rallies.
That's what kills us. 3-day rallies, we can't do it unless we're already in the way there. Well, traveling across the United States, it's not worth it to us. So, we have gas. Is that you? Don't know if it was you or not. That should be peeing her pants. That's those beans you ate for dinner. Already going through her.
I made baked beans.
Hopefully you didn't hear that. So this looks like a really neat rally. So what we're doing this year, later in the year here, we're flying out to Ocean City. We've got a sponsor, actually. It's Emery HVAC. He's putting us up in a house. He's giving us a truck to drive, no motorcycle. And that's what we're doing. Well, and right after that, we're flying right to Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. We're not going to announce the sponsors yet because I don't know if they want us to announce yet. But we're going to be going to Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. We're going to be getting there on that Monday before the rally. Going to give you some great stuff. We've got set up with the police department, the city, all kinds of great stuff we're going to be giving you on Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. I love Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. And it could be that the Smoky Mountain Rally could turn into something like that. Because Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, what I like about it is great riding. And they have pretty good vendors. If you go over to Pig Trail Harley, they've got a lot of the good vendor trucks. None of the big ones. You're not going to see J&P Cycles there. You're not going to see Cyril there. But you got like Dan Kites there. And, well, it's not Dan Kite. It's his son that does his thing. But, I mean, All About Customs is there. They've got Fair and Exchange. I don't know if Cyril was there. I mean, Rick Rack came to that or not. Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue.
Cyril? I don't think so.
Not Cyril, but Rick Rack.
I don't think so. I want to say no.
They may be going this year because they've got a second truck now that they're running. So they're doing a lot of things. See, a lot of things is like, a lot of people talk about Ohio Bike Week. Ohio Bike Week would not be a bad rally, but it's only a weekend rally because from Monday to Thursday, there's nobody there. It's like a ghost town.
Kind of like Daytona was this year.
Well, not as bad, but we hear that a lot of the vendors just close up. And they close their tents down. There's nothing going on. And it's like, what the heck? You know, you're paying all that money to stay in a hotel or whatever you're doing. Is it worth it? We've also heard about the Gettysburg rally that just had this weekend. We've heard a lot of the vendors have pulled away from that too because they just don't get the crowd anymore. When you're looking at, you only get a Friday and a Saturday, really a Saturday crowd because Sunday here, Mexi Philly's only on the road. So it must have been over yesterday, Saturday. So you get a crowd on Saturday and that's it. Well, so it's a little hard to make your money during that time. Same thing with us. We got to get content. And so it's kind of like the monk. You know, he goes to rallies that he's going to have fun at. Daytona, Leesburg. He's doing that smoke out now, and he does Sturgis. So he's doing 4 rallies that he really wants to go and party at.
Yeah.
You know, he gives you some footage, but he's more there to have a good time and enjoy himself. Nothing wrong with that. We're actually out here to give you guys great information. And depending on how this year goes, which at this moment, nobody's watching the videos right now, and it's really sad. And
share them with your family and friends, like I said.
And because this is the kind of thing that make us think, is this even worth us doing this anymore? So we're going to see how Sturgis goes this year. Hopefully it'll go back to what we did in 2021, 2020, and 2021. Last year, 2022 is when we didn't do very well. 2023, we're in that now. So a lot depends on how the chip goes. We're supposed to have everything, and everything's supposed to be hunky-dory, but I'm one of these people that I always worry about everything, that things just don't go the way it's planned. So we'll know more as we pull up to the front door and see how well everything works. But
He said, who stepped on the duck?
don't pee your pants.
Anyway.
So I don't know.
What there was, I guess, is Tillman Farms on still. He was on Facebook. Ryder X wanted to know if it was tandem or single. I don't think he answered that. And then somebody asked if you were, what were you going to bid, or are you bidding on the bike at the auction?
No, right now I don't know. So what we did is I talked about J&P cycles. I said maybe there'd be a bike there that I might be interested in. I haven't even looked at anything yet. I don't think anything's listed on the Mecum site yet. I haven't got anything. We got it about 3-4 months ago. I got a listing, tell me the date and all that. So we're part of the Mecum auction. And so we get all this great information. I find out what the highest price stuff it sells at every auction and stuff. And they had a memorabilia one the other day, and I should have been on it, but good thing I did, because it was right before we left to the rally. It'd been really tough to spend $3,000 or $4,000 for a sign. And so we didn't do that. And so I didn't look at the auction. I didn't get a thing yet.
Is there a website to see all the Sturgis events? No.
Not really.
We've got a bunch of great ideas and locations.
Stop talking so I
can
take this off so it doesn't clunk. Go use the bathroom. Oh, it's stuck to the table. You probably heard that.
A magnet. So for me too, but it's hard to remember it all. Yeah, you'll just have to. Well, you should have.
I wanted to take it off, and I was going to stick it on something else, so it wasn't.
So there's really nothing. There's one for the city of Sturgis, which I think is sturgis.com or sturgisbikerally.com. Type in city of Sturgis and then go to their website and then go down to events and then go to Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. They give you a pretty good idea of like all the bands that are going to be at all the different bars and stuff. From Full Throttle to the Chip, Downtown, Iron Horse, Loud America, all the bands that are going to be around. I think even Kickstands. So that is probably the most concise one. It still doesn't have everything because it won't have, and it'll tell you everything that's going on downtown Sturgis. But like all the bike rallies and everything else, or the bike rallies, the motorcycle shows, bike shows. I don't know, what is that called? Anyway, that's like out. Iron Horse has some, and Buffalo Chip has some. Those are all. You have to go to different places to get that. Hi, Chad. So there's not one place. That's what we try to do, but there's so much going on. It's not even us. The economy took a dive 3 years ago. I know. And what whoever said that about Gettysburg, that's what we had heard too. Goodness, that was fast.
Nobody knows.
I'm Pat and Brown secured. There you go.
Stick this on here.
So I was inside when I was leaving. I heard one of the waitresses say, "What's that guy think? I carry my card reader strapped to my G-string or what?" Oh, we might have quite a show in here. You might want to go check out after it's over. One of the things I was thinking about while I was in the bathroom, before she gets off of that, so I don't forget what I was thinking about. If you really want to go to a rally and have an opportunity to have some real fun with us and do a lot of riding with us, Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue is going to be the one that I'm going to highly recommend. We're going to be spending a lot of time in. Where's the bar at?
I don't know. What are you talking? I'm looking at the comments.
You should look at comments when I'm talking.
I can't do both. What?
Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue.
What about the Cat House?
And what town is it in?
It's in Eureka Springs.
There you go. We're going to party a lot at Eureka Springs. So we'll be over at Pigtail and Rogers and all that kind of stuff, do some great riding. But if you want to have some fun with us towards the end of the year, it's going to be, let me see what the date is of that. Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue this year. Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue 2023. It's going to be Rally info. It is September 20th through the 23rd is when that is.
Rally.
Yep.
So
it's
we're
Thursday
going
and
to be
Thursday.
there like
Monday.
5 days before.
Get there on Monday.
Or leaving on Tuesday, I think.
That all the money, that's one thing I said. I didn't realize that. All the money that's raised during the rally
Bikes, Booze, and Barbecue.
goes to charity. They have, as of 2000, when they started this rally, they have given away over $3 million to nonprofits.
Local, nonprofit.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a great thing. And I didn't realize that until he came and talked to us in Daytona. Wanted to come over and talk to us, and he came over and gave us a proposal for us to make it feasible to come over there and do Bikes, Booze, and Barbecue this year.
Didn't make it to Spring Fling,
Yeah.
but
So they have two events. They have a Spring Fling, and it's right before Panama City. They have a Spring Fling, and then they also have the Bikes, Booze, and Barbecue. And I used to always be in Fayetteville. Screw Fayetteville. All they're interested in is the college kids. So it's moved to Rogers. Give them a little time to get that going. But Pig Trail Harley, great Harley Davidson dealer. A lot of great vendors there. And then over there at the Cat House, great party place. There's a lot of really great fun and some great riding in the area. This year we're going to do a lot more. That's what I thought about. So now what do you want to say?
I don't know.
We're looking at your comments.
I know. There was, they're kind of talking amongst themselves. Neil's back, and they said, thanks. So welcome back. I guess 9mm James, I guess Rider X wanted to know the size of your trailer. So I guess he was getting a lot of good ideas. So thank you for helping out, Rider X. So
why don't you, Rider X, go like on this Sturgis page and put down that, hey, I'm thinking about making it Sturgis related. I'm thinking about getting a flatbed trailer to pull my motorcycles with, 2 motorcycles, and to go to Sturgis and see what people recommend that you buy. That's what I would do. We got 37,000 people. There's probably a lot of them that have trailers. That would be my recommendation.
I know. We need to talk about the website. I don't know. Getting Frankenstein ready for the rally, Big Whoop says. FYI, Frankenstein is the name of my camper. There you go, 1965 camper.
There you go.
That's cool.
Where you staying at?
Will do, Bob. He says he'll go and do that.
That's what I would do. That way you get a lot of people, other than just with the few that we have here today, you get a lot of other people, which it is. We've had quite a few people that actually have trailers that have commented on that. And it's kind of like I did. I still haven't bought mine. I want a flatbed trailer, but I want to be able, we have the family truckster to Ford Expedition that weighs over 10,000 pounds. So it doesn't fit on normal size like U-Haul trailers or anything like that.
We had to drive to California to get a trailer to come back to Arizona, put that on it to take it back to California to get worked on.
Because you had to get a bigger hitch, which in my receiver on my truck, I got a class 3 hitch. It's got the bigger hole in it anyway. So I was able to put that. You got the bigger ball on it. It's for heavier weights. It's like putting a backhoe or something on it. You got to have a bigger hitching versus something small. See, something like you have, I still have a receiver hitch on your Tahoe because receiver's better. It hooks to your frame and all that versus a bumper hitch that could pull your bumper off.
I guess you got a Tacoma.
Yeah.
I think it's what
you can still get a receiver hitch for it.
12 foot of living space for 10 days. There you go. Did that girl find anyone to buy her room at the Steel Pony at Sturgis?
I don't know. She kept going on and on and on, and it's like, I doubt it. She probably just lost it, and she'll have to give it away. And,
I just want to see if you guys are still good over here.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'll do another tea.
And a water.
Unsweet.
Another tea and a water.
Unsweet.
Yeah. Unsweet.
Thank you. Lots of ice.
So, I don't know if she ever sold it or not. I don't see her on there anymore or any of the websites. So, maybe somebody came at the last minute and said, hey, I'll give you $500 for it. But I mean, she should have did a bidding on it. That's what I would have done.
At a Pintle hitch, Pintle hitch.
I don't know. I've never heard of that. I never heard of that kind of hitch. Leave that up so I can type it in. I've had Reese and different things like that. I actually used to install Reese hitches back in my day.
You went to school.
Yep, to Reese school.
Yep.
Let's see what it looks like. Sell one on Amazon.
2 people in the end.
Oh, it's one of those kind. It's the one that closes.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of like you see a lot of those on commercial vehicles.
He says, great show.
Thank you.
Sticker there.
There you go.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
That's Scotty.
And so.
Put the spare with 2 people on top of each other.
Thank you.
Unsweet and
Thank you.
You can take all that if you want. Thank you. We're almost done.
Yeah.
No, you guys are perfectly fine. I just don't want to forget about you guys out here.
All right. So we're caught up on our.
Caught up.
Yep.
So just a quick rundown for those that came on at the last minute is, right now, Sunday, it started today. They have the 3-wheel rally that's going on in Deadwood. So that's going on. Let me see when the rodeo in Deadwood is just to make sure that's the weekend. Deadwood Rodeo 2023.
Wow.
The 76 Rodeo. I think they put the name, they put the event at the top of when it's going to be.
I should have just asked for the dates.
Yeah. Well, I think they're renting. That's the complex. It's not the rodeo. Schedule. Here we go. Schedule. There it is. July 23rd through the 29th. So it's actually going to be over opening day of Black Hills Harley.
Yep.
So it'll be going on the same time. So if you're coming out the weekend before, you can also check out Black Hills Harley, see all the great vendors and stuff they got up there, and then you can also go see the rodeo. So it goes on for 3 or 4 days. So it's not exactly right afterwards. So we still got a couple weeks before that'll happen. I guess 2 weeks before that'll happen. So that's going on. And then right after that, we will be there. Actually, before that now, before the rodeo, on the 20th of July is RevZilla Adventure Bike Week at the Buffalo Chip.
Yep.
A great event. We really enjoy our time that we spend there. It's a short event. Being that we're already there because of the Buffalo Chip setting us all up, we're already on the property anyway. And when we met the guy that puts it on, he's a really great guy that puts it on. Him and his wife, I think, do it and do a really great job. And RevZilla's involved. That's who owns J&P Cycles now, is all that's owned by the same company now. So that's kind of a neat setup there. Then Sturgis will start. So we roll into Sturgis on July 19th. So from here, we leave Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. Central Time. We'll be rolling into Milwaukee before 2 o'clock. That's my goal. Be rolling into Milwaukee before 2 o'clock, get into our campsite, get all set up, get that bike out as soon as I can. I had to change my battery. I forgot to tell you guys that. Hopefully I know why it went bad, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see if it starts back up. But the battery was we bought it in Daytona the first year, I guess. So it must have been 2020. So it is 2023. So it is over. It's 3 years old. So that's about average for a battery. So, but it had started before that, and I went to start. I even tried to jump it, and I found out when I was looking at the owner's manual, it said that if a Harley battery gets too low, you can't even jump it. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I've never heard that before, but it wouldn't do nothing. So I went down to Walmart because last time I bought a battery from this one place, they kind of screwed me, and I wasn't going to go out to Harley. It was too far away because we were leaving that morning. We're trying to load the bike up to get out the night before. So, that morning, when I ran up to Walmart, it opened at 7 or 8. And so I got the battery, brought it back, put it in the bag, boom, it started right up. But what I found was we used to have heated gear for our bike, the ones you used to plug them in, not the battery pack like they have today. And that wire had it was frayed. And it was after the fuse. So the fuse wouldn't have blown. But I didn't look for a place to see if it was arcing or not. But the battery still had about 2 volts in it. I tried to charge it a little bit before. Well, actually, we had the tender on it, and for a day or two, and it kept saying yellow all the time. And I'm like, well, it's hot, like it's charging. So I just figured, get a new battery, be done with it, and off I went. So put a new battery in it, got it loaded in the trailer, and we have not started it since. So hopefully it will start when we get there. If not, I can always take the battery. That's the thing good about Walmart. Well, it's only got 60 or 90 days. I think 90-day warranty is all they give you on the batteries there.
Well, we just got it, so if it doesn't start
it's still
when we get
warranty.
to Milwaukee,
It's still covered, so I can go in there and get me a brand new battery, and they'll give you a brand new. Never hassle you. Whereas some of these battery places, if it won't charge up, they tell you too bad, your fault.
So the rodeo out at the Full Throttle is going to be the last
It's
day,
the 12th.
the 12th, that last Saturday. Ryder X says, I just realized you guys never do live sessions while walking around the rally, which we did. We did.
Oh, yeah.
I know we did in Panama City because we were walking around all the vendors, and that's where we found our toothpick people.
That's right. That was live. We walk him down Main Street.
Yeah.
We're not like Mexi Philly when
Oh,
he's walking,
cool.
he's flipping the camera around and stuff. Because what we typically do, Because one of the things that we try to do is give out really good information. So we're not really necessarily giving you what's going on right now. We are more about, like when we did the jump on Main Street, we were live.
Yeah.
So
when the Clydesdales came down,
Yeah.
we were live. You were on one end, I was on the
Yeah.
other. We were, no, maybe I was just filming.
So we
You were
do
live.
some lives, but see what you got to look at is when there's a lot of people. Well, you also look at Mexi Philly. Sometimes when he goes live, he gets all that digital breakdown and stuff. Two reasons can cause that. One, you have poor internet, or two, you got way too many people that are trying to do the same thing. They're trying to upload video. So what we do is we always look. Right now, I have 65 MPS or whatever it is going up here. So this is the best internet I've had in a long time. Coming down don't mean crap. It's 676 here. The tower's right out here. And best place for internet. If I could move, I'd live right here. I'd buy this bar out. I'd live in this bar. Be our new house.
Well, he keeps telling his sister and stuff. He said, I could not live here. There's like no, I mean, you can't even get on Facebook. You can't look at your emails. You can't do nothing. You can barely make a phone call. It's like, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
And they've been living out there for over 20 years. I'm like, I would die.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Julian J. Donnelly says, y'all rock. Did you know that there was a rodeo in Deadwood? Next round of waters, unsweet, and tea is on us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And yes, the rodeo is, they probably put it up before we got to see it.
Yeah.
The rodeo is, I just looked at it.
It
Starts on the 28th Thursday. That's the Time Events Rodeo Slack. It starts at 8 o'clock. And then Sunday, actually, they already have stuff on Sunday, July 24th. They have the steer roping, but pretty much 27th, Wednesday. They have the PRCA Rodeo, Military Appreciation Day. So if you're in the military, you probably get in free. 29th, they have some more rodeo. The parade is Friday. The first parade is Friday at 1:30. That's the one we covered because or did they say Saturday was a better parade? Maybe it's Saturday we covered that first time. The next parade's not till the 30th. So Black Hills Harley will open up. That seems like weird. Oh, this is 2022.
No,
that ain't
it
right.
might be a different. In Minnesota tomorrow. Just left Wisconsin yesterday. Was at the docks today.
All right, here's days of 76.
Good night, Phil. Love the shop. I'm totally jealous. Mine is 30 by 50. Ran out of money. He wanted 100 by 60, and he ran out of money.
Okay. 23rd to the 29th. Let's see. Is this the right? Yes, this is the right year. So it starts on.
Hey, Tom.
The 23rd is the first day, Sunday of the 23rd. So it's a week-long event. 23rd, that's when the steer roping is. Then Monday, Tuesday, they got events going on. The parade, because that's what I was thinking. Black Hills Harley is on the 29th, and I'm thinking, that's not Sunday. So it goes all the way to that Saturday. So the Saturday parade is on Saturday, the 29th at 1:30. And they also do a Friday. Oh, they don't have a Friday night parade this year.
Only having one?
Yep. I always thought it was kind of stupid to have two, but that's not my show. And but we met the lady that's in charge of that, and she's really nice. And her name's Teresa too.
Circus night, for the 3-wheel rally. Her name's Teresa.
That's all. I think she's the same one who's got something to do with the rodeo too. I think. I don't know. Maybe not.
I think she's with the chamber. I think, if I remember right. I don't know, but yes, her name is Teresa.
So that's some of the exciting things that we're doing this week. So, in this month. So, like I said, we head out here tomorrow, Wednesday. She's flying out tomorrow afternoon to Phoenix. She's got some important things she got to take care of, legal stuff we got to do. Nobody's suing us there, because I'd be going if somebody was suing us. She's going to get something done, and then she'll be back on Tuesday night. I'll pick her up, and bright and early Wednesday morning, we're heading to Milwaukee.
So I got to load the trailer up tomorrow because when we get back, I
got to hitch it up, and we're going to be ready to pull out first thing in the morning.
My plane doesn't get in till
7.
So we're not going to get back out here till about 9.
Nah, about 8:30.
We'll see.
So we'll hook the truck up in the morning that night.
Go get the deer to Thick. Last 2 nights, just seen fireworks at a jamboree, and about 20 deer riding 3 miles home. It took me almost 45 minutes. Yep. You better get home before the deer get too thick there, Neil.
Yep. And
hey, there's June. How you doing, June? We're gonna miss you this year. How's Bob gonna make it on his own? I know.
I got Charlie.
A whole 24 hours.
Charlie.
I've got all of his pills laid out. He's going to have to fix his own milk and his own crate.
Before we started this channel, we were separated from, let's see, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 11 days. We were separated for 8 months, 11 days at a time.
And only saw each other 3 days.
Yeah.
And then another 11 days.
So I did survive. I worked most of the time. And then, so I didn't.
You didn't croak on me?
Not yet. And
good night this time for good, he says. Be safe and see you.
I get back there and we'll still be on.
No,
see the house behind me?
It's actually over there.
Yeah, it's a reflection in the mirror here.
In
or the window.
Good night, Neil. Right.
That's another bar over there. What's the name of that bar?
I was trying to think that's
it's not Old Timers, is it?
Oh, it's Ott's.
Ott's. Yeah, it's Ott's Tavern. See, over here we have taverns. We don't have bars. Most of all the old places are called taverns. This place is a public house. And it's pretty neat. They actually have one over in Belleville too, but it's in a little bitty place. But they built this and built it all up like this, and it's really cool.
During COVID, I'm surprised it made it, so that's good.
Yeah.
I think it opened right before. All right, Neil said goodnight. They're all saying goodnight. You ready to say goodnight? You want to talk about anything else? I'll earn 45 minutes. It almost looks like you've got a green screen behind you.
Yeah, a little miniature one. It's a TV screen. It's got a glare on it now.
Yeah.
It's like it does look like I'm on a green screen because the way it looks.
Yes,
I'm fuzzy around the ears. I'm fuzzy.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear?
Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. I won't say no more. The phone's still on.
Well,
someone was talking. So that's kind of the rundown. She needs to have an operation on her throat.
No, I don't.
Because she keeps coughing all the time.
I'm done.
So yeah. So
pretty neat. My uncle today.
We actually we go to Bike's Moon Barbecue. We're going to get a new Harley to ride. Look, wait till you see who sponsored us for that. Time will tell.
Oops, June.
So this year we got a bunch of neat stuff going on.
Okay.
Hopefully when we get back to the main home, we'll get the garage all set up.
Hey, Cliff.
The plan is hopefully, unless it's 120 freaking degrees when I get home,
right.
We'll have most of the garage probably done by mid-October. That's the hope, but it may not. And so that's the goal. But hopefully by the first of the year, it'll be all done. And I don't know, depending on when we get it done, we'll determine if we start doing some bike projects. The idea is I'm not really necessarily looking to sell bikes. I'm more interested in fixing them up and giving them away to veterans. And we're hoping with some of the sponsorships that we're going to be getting at that time, we've already got a few of them that are very interested in getting involved with us in this. We're not going to become a charity. We're not going to do 401 plan. It's just it costs way too much.
304C or 301C,
whatever it is.
something like that.
If you're a lawyer and you want to do something like that for us, then maybe I would do it. If you're going to do it, you're going to compass for it. But for the aggravation of dealing with it and going through with it all, it's just
to get a nonprofit is like it's
a lot of work. And you got to say what you're going to do. If it's going to be for veterans, then that's all I can do it for is veterans. I can't do it for something else. You got to say what your nonprofit is for. And so I don't know. So that's, if somebody wants to do that for us, I'm okay with it. But if not, my idea is if we get donations from people that want to put money into it, then of course we would use, I don't know, PayPal or someplace like that. And
we really don't want any money to exchange hands because we don't want anybody saying we took the money. Or
so the other way would be maybe to have people that would want to donate items. Like let's say it needs an engine and it's going to cost me $3,000 for the engine. Well, you could buy that engine from where I get it from. You pay for it and they ship the engine to us. That way I don't deal with the money. Because there is some people out here, and it's not Adam Sandoval. He's an upfront guy, 100%. I don't want to, because we do talk about Adam a lot. It's not Adam. There's a couple of people out here that have done veteran benefits that have stole the money. They never gave it to the veterans. We're not going to give out any of those names and things like that.
Well, even our local moves, they did that.
They got screwed.
They did this charity for this vets, and they'd done it for years. And the guy that did it died or decided to step down. This other guy took it over, and they had a motorcycle club, our Moose Riders, and they did this annual thing. They raised like $1,500, gave it to this guy, and did that for like 2 years, I think. And then come to find out somehow or another, I don't know how they found out, but they called the veterans organization to find out something. I don't know if they needed paperwork to show on their records, and they said, We didn't get any money from you guys.
And the guy's gone now. So yes, there's a lot of shady people in the world. So we just don't want to ever be accused that we've raised money up and we didn't give the money away like it was supposed to be. So where if we do, it's like when we did the poker run last year. Was it last year we gave the money away? 2 years ago. We raised $300 or $400. And some of you actually rode with us when we gave it away. And I also filmed it. Here's the cash. I didn't write a check. I didn't do nothing. I handed them the cash.
So what we did is we handed the plate where we ate, and everybody pitched in some money. We counted the money, told everybody there before we left, this is how much money we collected. It was $450. And we said, now we're going to go down to the Vets Club and give it to them. If you guys want to go with us, you can. If not,
some did.
Yep. And so then we got there and we gave it to them, and
they thanked us, and I made them count it out, and it's all on the video because I don't want anybody to ever say those guys are stealing from the veterans. I don't want that. And so we just want to make sure that I don't want to be accused of anything that is not right. So to me, I don't really want to deal with cash and things like that when it comes. Now for the YouTube, if you guys are giving us cash, that's great. We pay taxes on our money here. But if it's something that I'm going to turn around and flip it and give it back, sometimes it's tough. Some of the tax laws are weird when it comes to you getting paid and then you turn around and write it right back off. Sometimes they want you to wait till the next year to do that. So I'm not a big tax guy, so we pay somebody to do our taxes. But I will read a lot of the laws and things like that to make sure we do things. It's like these guys that give raffles away and give stuff away, motorcycles and stuff, and they're selling tickets, but you're buying a hat or you're buying something. And it's like, that's a raffle. That's actually gambling, and because it's a chance to win. And I don't know. I don't know how legal that all is. Especially the one guy I think used to be in Las Vegas and he's not there anymore because I know Las Vegas is a gambling town. So I imagine they do have it, but it's just tough to do stuff. And we don't want to get in trouble doing anything like that. I don't really want to sell bikes. I'm not really interested in that. But I would like to fix some up. I'm thinking about even getting myself a 1200 Sportster and do some stuff. I'm not going to make a chopper or nothing, but make something that we could ride around at rallies and stuff. If we decide not to take the golf cart or something with us. I had 1200. She had a 1200 Sportster, her first bike, and it was a lot of fun. Not going long distance on it, but great for running around town and stuff on. But I don't know. And she'd like to get a Fat Boy Low again, but she wouldn't ride it that often. So it's just more or less something to tinker with and play with. But I don't know. Those are some things we're thinking about. I don't know if I want to get involved like the Monk's doing where he's changing body parts and stuff. Granted, he's getting them for free and he's dressing them all up and stuff. I just don't know if I want to do that to our personal bikes. I don't know. But I wouldn't mind getting some bikes, fixing them up, giving them away to veterans. We keep them for a little while, make sure they're running good. I'm not keeping them for a year, but I mean, for a month or so, we'd ride them around, make sure there's no issues with them. Maybe take them to a rally and show you guys, the bike that we're going to give away or something. Some of them might be some of our vendors may fix up some of the bikes and stuff for us too and donate their time and money into them. So that's all a big possibility too. Some of them were very interested before when we talked to them. So that's kind of where we're heading down to. Rallies, I don't know what we're going to do with rallies. We're going to see how Sturgis goes this year. We do have next year set up. We're doing Daytona for sure, doing Myrtle Beach for sure, probably Leesburg, probably Panama City because we're already there. Definitely Sturgis. We're probably going to be doing Sturgis for at least 3 or 4 more years. That's the plan. I'd like to hit a few more small rallies like this, but I mean, sometimes like this is for us to travel from Arizona to the Smoky Mountain Rally or to that one that Monk goes to is, it costs $1,000 just to drive over, $1,000 back. That's $2,000. That's a lot of money. We don't make $2,000 at a rally. Sturgis sometimes we do pretty good at, but not in none of the Daytona, none of that. We made about, I don't know, $1,700 in Daytona for the whole month we were there. And so we made enough to cover our gas for this year, but I've already got about $125,000 on my truck. We're going to end up needing a truck and it's paid for. I didn't have no intentions of buying a new truck. I'm going to check with Ford and see if they want to give me a truck to use. That would be great. Sponsor us by Ford. Now I would do that because we only have Fords anyway. So if Ford sponsored me, I wouldn't have no problem talking about Ford, and that's all we own. So that would be I wouldn't have a problem. We don't go out and talk to other car manufacturers. It's not like motorcycles. We're not going over to Chevy and talk to them or anything else. You do look at them when we're at rally. I guess Daytona, they had some trucks that we kind of looked at before.
Yes, I don't know. We did have to go there because we had to buy a key at the Ford dealership. All right, so 12 seconds left. You done? Anything else you want to say?
I guess not. Anything else you want to know? Last call.
Thinking about Four Corners Rally right after Sturgis. I think I've got 244,000 miles on my 96 F-150.
There you go. That's a lot of miles. Is that
96.
gas? Four Corners isn't what it used to be. We hear really it's only one bar that almost everything's going on. We've been to Four Corners, but never during the rally.
Not during a rally.
And so I don't know. I think it's over Labor Day, isn't it? I know the Buffalo Chip went down there last year. We were kind of kicking around it. Well, I don't think they ended up going, did he?
No, because
something came up.
Yeah, I think.
And so they were thinking about taking a bike down there or something. They were going to give it away. Or
I think he was supposed to be Grand Marshal of the
parade.
parade.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. And we were thinking about doing it, but it's like when you come back, it's for us to pull up to a rally to stay 2 or 3 days. It really isn't worth it. By the time we hook up, unhook everything, get it all unpacked, you go out and do your rides, getting back in, and you're leaving again. It's almost like it's like us traveling.
The next live will probably be Wednesday this week.
Yeah.
Well, we're leaving Wednesday. No, Thursday.
Well,
you going to do one that day when we get up there?
Might. I don't know.
Wednesday or Thursday? Thursday at the latest. Wednesday.
And then we'll probably all next week, starting Wednesdays, my guess, we're probably going to go live throughout the week.
Milwaukee.
Because it's Milwaukee. We're going to want to show you a lot of things. Now, if we're filming something, like we're going to go in and do the museum, and we're supposed to get a backstage tour. And if they let us put a mic on them, that's not going to be live. That's going to be something we're going to show you at another time, because it'll probably be a 2.5-hour tour. We're going to have to pick the good stuff and show you. So that won't be live. But some of the stuff that's going on, the action's on, the streets, the parade probably won't be live. We haven't decided, because we got media passes. We can actually be up front and ride, or maybe we would rather just sit there and film as they pull away, and then we hurry up and ride to wherever they stop at and catch them coming in. That's usually what we like to do. But I will have to see if it's escorted or what it is. We don't know nothing about the parade other than is it 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock? I forget when I looked at it, because Neil thought it was 11, but it ends up being, I think it's like 1 o'clock.
No, where's my phone or the other phone? He told us what the hours were or what.
When the parade was.
Yeah.
Our promoter person for corporate Harley Davidson. Hey, we're even going to have passes that say corporate Harley on it. It'd be important, man. Well, they're giving them to us, ain't they?
Well, I don't know what they're going to say.
We actually got to go to the museum.
Parade runs from 1 to 2:30 on Sunday, 7/16. Staging begins at 9 a.m. at the American Family Field.
So we might be doing some lives from the field as people are, bikes are pulling in and they're setting up and all that. We may be doing some lives before it starts out. So you might see that on Sunday. Sunday night, we probably will not have a live on Sunday night next week, because we're probably
be heading out Sunday night.
Well, we might leave Sunday night or leave Monday morning. We don't know which way you're going to have to leave Monday. Well, we don't know yet. Would you say the distance was to the museum?
It was like 150 miles.
Okay, so it's not that far. And we're not going to be able to get there first thing in the morning anyway. So we better just stay where we're at and then take the 150 miles to drive to the museum. And hopefully she'll call tomorrow and set that up. So we'll have that set up for next week, a week from now.
I got lots of calls to make tomorrow. Right. I got lots to do.
So get your happy butt on a plane.
Steven's on. We're leaving, Steven. Goodbye. Be careful and enjoy. He
might have been hiding in the background.
I guess.
He might have been just listening.
Ghosting us, stalking us. I don't know what they call that anyway.
But
all right.
Yeah. So
157.
Weather's actually a little cooler today. It's a little humid. I'm not sweating as bad as we were a couple days ago. This morning was really nice, and yesterday was really
nice. Night Rider Rex. Hope you got a lot of good information.
It's actually cleared up. Now you can see in the picture behind us. That's the sky behind us up there. It's nice and blue. And so we're in the central time zone now. It's what time is it?
8 o'clock.
Oh, you're spinning there.
Yep. So you might be.
No, it's on. I can see it on mine. All right. So I guess we'll go ahead. Is there what's last? We got 2 more comments.
They call it sandbagging.
Oh, if you're watching.
Good night. Grab on the cracker says, tell Sandy good night too. So thanks for hanging out. I'm not supposed to say that word. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks. You guys are all great. We love you all. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share us with your family and friends. Think about Patreon. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications. Pray for Charlie. And we'll see you on the next video.
Yep. So next week's, well, actually today, Sunday, a lot of people, the calendar actually says Sunday's a new week. Starts it out. So this week will be, I got 2 videos coming out. Tomorrow I got one coming out at the time here is 6 o'clock, depending on where you're at, the Central Time Zone. And one Tuesday. I'm going to try to get a video done tomorrow for Wednesday. So there'll be something in case we don't do something Wednesday night. I want to do one more highlight because the first one's called part 1. And if I don't do another one, I won't have part 2. So I want to do another one, which will be like 2021 and 2022 rally. Because that one was 2020. You can actually see the Trump bus behind one of them when I was scanning through it. I didn't take it out. Get butthurt about it. Sorry. I didn't film the bus. It was on the street when I filmed it. So that's why I knew it was 2020 when I was putting it
I never
on
knew
there.
that what that was for years.
Somebody making fun of your teabagging?
Mm-hmm. Ryder X.
I think we told him what it was.
Did he not know
I
either?
don't think he knew either.
Anyway, are you done? Say goodnight, John Boy.
Good night, John Boy.
I'm
Night, Mary Ellen.
gonna hit the button.
Hit the button.
Ready?
Whoa!